game there too, either next week or what they'd prefer in 2 weeks for the Western Final. And they can make that happen today if they beat the Edmonton Eskimos again on Super Saturday on TSN. Yes, 3 games today. Welcome. Rod Smith, Henry Burris, Davis Sanchez, and Milt Stegall. The biggest story for the Riders is star QB Cody Fajardo will not play because of an oblique muscle injury. So Isaac Harker is their starting quarterback. So here we go. Coors Light answering the call. Who you got?
I got 29 reasons why Harker needs to hand it off to William Powell. They average 115 yards rushing per game, and that's one way you're going to win today and into the playoffs. Feed William Powell the ball. It's Weepo Day.
That's 29. There's 27 more reasons.
What's that?
Oh, I get it, William Powell. It's about the defense, and the injury to Cody Fajardo is going to force this defense, the Saskatchewan Roughriders, who's allowed the fewest amount of touchdowns in the Canadian Football League. Sometimes you look around at the huddle in a crucial game at your brothers and realize it's on us. It's going to be us that has to win this game, and that's what's going to happen for the Riders. That might help them now and in the playoffs. This defense banding together.
And these Riders are going to have to score some points because they're going to have to depend on Isaac Harker, who's starting his first CFL game. But I think because of that, they need to create some field position. Marcus Thigpen, Lucius Purefoy, who returns kickoffs. Those guys need to have some big kick returns to help out Isaac Harker. Not touchdowns, maybe. That would definitely help him out. But if they can create some field position, maybe get back to the 40, maybe midfield, that would take some of the pressure off of Isaac Harker as he goes into his first CFL season.
Really added incentive, too, to give Cody Fajardo, another week's break,
Couple of weeks break. That would be big. That would be big because, well, and the question is, based on his interview last night, if they do lose and Calgary win, will he be ready for next week? Just based on what he said yesterday. So it'll be interesting how things play out today.
Later, we got the Argos Ticats. We also have Calgary, and a big one. The Stamps have to win that game in BC. If they don't, even if the Riders lose, Saskatchewan would still get first place. And Winnipeg is hoping for a home playoff date as well. We got the call coming up from Mosaic here on TSN. Stick around.
He was a bit vanilla. She was anything but. And they were both
super into me.
What's for dinner? HelloFresh. HelloFresh sources fresh, high-quality ingredients and sends you step-by-step instructions to make delicious dinners from scratch at home. Choose from new recipes every week and let HelloFresh take care of the meal planning, so you can cook, eat, and enjoy. HelloFresh. We plan, we shop, we deliver. You cook. Get 3 free plates at hellofresh.ca.
A journey in the QX50 is about always moving forward and never looking back. A journey is about power, freedom, and breaking new ground. The QX50 for whatever your destination. The award-winning Infiniti QX50.
My gums have been irritated. So I asked my dentist, do I really have to worry about that? She said harmful bacteria lurk just below the gum line.
Crest Gum Detoxify works below the gum line to help neutralize harmful plaque bacteria and reverse gingivitis. Gum Detoxify from Crest.
Abraham Izakovic of Edmonton, it's your chance to win big thanks to Save on Foods' $1 million touchdown to win. If a kickoff's return for a TD in this game, you could win a $10,000 home theater package. If it happens twice in this game, you could also get $1 million. Good luck, Abraham. Off to Mosaic, Dustin Nielsen, and Matt Dunnigan.
The final Super Saturday of the regular season on TSN begins here in Regina. Let's start with what we know. The Eskimos, they've got a date with Montreal in the East semifinal. What could be determined here today at Mosaic, top spot in the West. A win would clinch first place in home field in the West final for the Riders, something they haven't done since 2009. And one thing we know for sure, home crowd is here and they are fired up and ready, Matty.
And we know that in the game of football, Dustin, that is, you learn to expect the unexpected. And Craig Dickinson, head coach, first-year head coach, had to deal with a little of that unexpected when Cody Fajardo went down with an oblique earlier in this week, and Isaac Harker's making a call for a very important game for the Saskatchewan Roughriders, looking to secure home field advantage through the playoffs. And Jason Moss, he's controlling the things he can control, and he sat down as starting quarterback this week. And he's going with Logan Kilgore to finish it out. Tough to keep his players focused on this week because I think they're already down in Montreal figuring out how they're going to play the Owls.
We did get a tongue update on Kilgore as well, and it looks okay. He looks like he's ready to go after having it cut up pretty bad last game. We are underway. This kick will come down to Purefoy at his own 11, and he'll bring it all the way back up the near sideline. A little bit of room, steps out of bounds at the 28-yard line, and this will be a look at 24-year-old Isaac Harker. First start and a chance to wrap up the West.
Yeah, he's got all 33 attempts under his belt, and he rolls out there for an extremely important football game with a fan base living in a fishbowl here in Saskatchewan. And boy, they expect big things from this football team. You heard the guys in the panel talking about how they're going to have to make this happen as a unit. 3 separate units: field position, special teams, defense, created, relying heavily on number 29. I think that is a good game plan.
That is William Powell standing into his left, and now they'll run it on a sweep around the near side. Kyron Moore moves it up to about the 37-yard line on the first touch of the game.
Yeah, so they use William Powell as a decoy first play. You know, that's okay, but this guy, he's got to feed him the rock. He's 3 years in a row now over 1,000 yards. Dan Clark is the offensive lineman nominee for this football team. I actually love this guy. He epitomizes what an offensive line's all about. You watch him pre-game warm-ups, you just look at him, and it just makes you wonder how he gets in all that stuff that he's got to wear to play the game.
2nd and 7 here for Harker. Powell stands in protection. Harker with some time, and he's going to take off. Now near side, a completion. And that'll be enough for the first down as he guns it over to Roosevelt.
Yeah, nice little pocket. He feels a little pressure on the outside, so he steps up in, keeps his eyes focused down the football field. Watch him look right, look left. He knows where his outlet is, and on the run, spots it perfectly, moving the chains. That's a good start for the young quarterback.
10-yard pickup, Naaman Roosevelt. And that'll set things up here. 1st and 10 on the 46 for Harker. They liked what they saw from him in the preseason as he came in fighting with the job. Cody Fajardo, who obviously won it, has been excellent, but they like Harker. Now he'll dump this one off, and that'll be a short pickup there into the hands of Kyron Moore again.
Yeah, Eskimo defense, they're making a lot of changes to that side of the ball. It goes hand in hand and sitting your starting quarterback, Trevor Harris, down, and you've got Matthew Betts making his first start at D-line, and then you got Devontae Diggs, nominee for Rookie of the Year, outstanding season. The back end money hunter, boy, he's been active, career high, 56 tackles this year. Defense secondary, talking to the coaches, they're still looking for some continuity back there. Hard to believe this time of year.
2nd and 9 for Harker. He's going to take a shot deep down the field. Almost hauled in by one hand of Shaq Evans. What? Kicks the pylon in frustration as Harker aired it out there, Matty.
Yeah, he did, and I think that's a catchable ball. Milt Stegall, he doesn't have to dive. He runs under this one. How about just laying out for it and helping out your young quarterback? Just don't stick your left hand out there. Come on, man.
1,320 yards so far this season for Evans. Couldn't haul that one in. Whew. Moved him a little bit closer to 1,400 if he'd been able to.
Yeah, I mean, outstanding year. That's probably why he's kicking that cone down there, because he felt like he should have had that one, at least put a little better effort in there.
First punt of the day for Ryan, and he lets it fly. Taekwon Glass will take it at his own 19, a kick of 43 yards, brings it back up on a return just outside his own 25. And Trevor Harris, Logan Kilgore getting the start today for the Eskimos. Titan, ranked #1 in quality by J.D. Power. Logan Kilgore starting today for the Eskimos. He's been there. He's thrown for over 1,000 yards already this season.
266 attempts as a professional. That's not a whole lot of opportunities. I don't know if you can be good at anything doing it 266 times, particularly throwing a football when you got 12 crazy guys trying to take your head off.
Kilgore will start just outside his own 25, hands it off to Shaq Cooper, and really nowhere to go against that Riders four-man front.
Yeah, and I highlighted this guy for a reason, because he's a global player that's making his first start. He's the first overall player in the global draft. Diego Montes, and then Beard in the middle. He is team nominee for Offensive Lineman of the Year. Gotta love that. Center's taking away that hardware. Both these teams here this afternoon.
Two receivers in motion underneath Kilgore, now out to his right, looks to his left, and that one's going to fall incomplete, and it'll be a 2-and-out there for the Eskimos offense. He was looking for Tavon Smith.
Hey, Cameron Judge looking for Kilgore. He's looking for a kill shot. I think Logan felt that presence of #4. He's having an outstanding year. Fired that a little early and errantly.
Hugh O'Neill out to kick this away. First action of the day for the Eskimos punter. Stands on his own 15 in a scoreless first quarter and lets this one fly. That's going to come down at the 30, and Thigpen will bring it back up after a 48-yard kick. Takes it up close to midfield, and that's decent field position for Isaac Harker as he trots back out onto the field for the second time today.
As big football fans, we want to
stiffness in his back. He said he took a couple shots after the game. He felt fine. Now, I saw him throwing on Tuesday, and he said that there was some tightness in his back, but he was throwing with no pain. But it was on Wednesday, after he'd thrown about 20 balls. He threw a deep pass to Manny Arsenault, and he said he felt like he got stabbed in his oblique. It actually took him to his knees. Now, he got an MRI, and it showed significant injury. And he said that if he played another snap, he risked potentially not ever playing again. So he said to himself, is it really worth it when the Riders have a spot locked up in the playoffs? I know that with or without me, this team can get this done today. Guys.
Thank you very much. It'd be huge, right? Get it done today. Gets the rest next week as well. Be ready for the playoffs. He's got his good friend Harker in here at quarterback today. And he slings that one in there, and that'll be complete.
Yeah,
just outside the 50 to more.
I like Craig Dickinson's approach, too. When you got Cody Fajardo, who's just having an outstanding season, you look at that, of first-year players and starters across the Canadian Football League in our history, and he's second amongst that list. David Archer led it up in the expansion times back down there, first year expanding for the Sacramento team. And I can tell you that with Cody on the sidelines in his civilian clothes, that's a clear message Craig Dickinson wanted to send to his football team. He's not available today, so we've got to go get it done in another way.
Here's Harker. Fires that one in for a completion on the Eskimos side of the field as he finds Shaq Evans.
There you go. I know that feels good, not only for the young quarterback, but it does for Shaq Evans, who let one get away on that first drive, and that's going down and picking up his quarterback on a dig route. The ball's thrown a little low. Good timing. Gives him a shot. Moves the chains after 14-yard pickup.
He's definitely not hesitating, eh? Like he seems...
Yeah, and that's what I noticed in his first couple times he got some action earlier in the season. He makes decisive decisions, and
pressure coming this time, and he gets away from it and dumps it off. 5 for 6 he started that time to Powell.
Yeah, and these guys obviously work hand in hand with one another and spend a lot of time together. And
just remember, in this, try and get everyone a ball. So like, try and get Manuel.
Cody not drawing on a lot of experience himself, right? But if I'm Isaac Harker, I'm taking it, man.
Dickinson was telling us yesterday that probably maybe the 2 tightest guys on the entire roster. So obviously a lot of support there on the sidelines today for Harker from Cody Fajardo. 3 receivers to the left for Harker. That's where he looks first. Had to get rid of that one as the pressure was coming. And Junamba was coming for him in a hurry, and Harker got rid of it.
Yeah, and you're going to take a peek right here, coming off the edge, unabated. Donner Numba, he's really having a heck of a football season at Sam linebacker, strong side linebacker for the Edmonton Eskimos, and he forced that issue there. And Manny Arsenault was sitting down in man coverage. He thought it was zone, and the quarterback tried to throw him open, and Manny was going a different way. Not on the same page there.
49-yard attempt for Brett Lother. Ryan got the hold down in time, and that will be good. He won it with a walk-off last week and opens the scoring here today from 49 yards. As the Eskimos defense comes in, here's a good look at what Harker saw. Junamba right in his face.
Maybe it's the sun. It's the clear out.
Tonight, up next, the Argos take on the Ticats in Hamilton, followed by the Stampeders going up against the Lions with playoff positioning on the line. Coverage continues immediately following this game only on TSN. Settle in, 9 hours, we're just getting going. And it's a 3-0 lead here for the Riders. Kilgore will work from his own 35 with Shaq Cooper standing in to his right. A little bit of time for Kilgore, and drops that one incomplete, short of the intended target as he was looking for Tavares Daniels.
Yeah, Charleston Hughes, you know, he hadn't been around lately. He's been out there, but he hadn't been doing what he's been doing. 15 sacks in the year. He's been shut out the last 4 weeks. This guy, Cameron Judge, nominated for Most Outstanding Canadian for the Saskatchewan Roughriders. And boy, I really like me some McCray on the edge. The guy has been flying around the football. Led all tacklers last week across the CFL with 10. Really big pick late in that football game as well.
Kilgore 2nd and 10. A ton of time. Now over the middle finds Savon Smith for a first down up at the Eskimos 50.
operative word there, a ton of time. Yeah, that's huge there. He had all day to survey the field and finally found a secondary receiver after it opened up. Secondary Saskatchewan can't cover him all day. 15-yarder.
That's the most offensive line allowed the fewest sacks in the Canadian Football League so far this season.
Yeah, you know, you tip your hat to Trevor Harris, too. Getting the ball out quickly, not taking those sacks.
Here's Kilgore, fakes the handoff. Now has a man complete on the near side of the field. That'll be enough for a first down as he found Green for the completion. 12-yard pickup.
That's his third catch of the year. So that doesn't happen very often. A little tendency breaker there. But he's wide open, and when you don't run it very often, you sneak him out. Defense is not looking for it. He outflanks everybody, and he's doing some headhunting himself right there. I gotta love that.
Product of Concordia there, Tanner Green. Now Kilgore on the Riders' side of the field, trailing 3-0 midway through the first quarter. Pressure coming, realized it, dropped it off.
Didn't want anything to do with that football. Boy, he would get, it was like a hot potato there. He felt the pressure, and it was coming.
There was a lot of it.
Yeah, and here comes Solly off the edge, and got a runner back there picking him up. Logan's trying to settle him down, settle himself down there.
Crowd trying to get behind this Riders defense. 2nd and 10 for Kilgore from the Riders 48. That pass incomplete. Tried to find Kevin Elliott.
We haven't heard that name in a while, but Kevin looked almost like he was surprised that that ball was coming his way. And Logan Kilgore, his time was running out on the back end, could pressure off the edge, and he steps up and throws a strike, and I think it surprised Kevin a little bit.
Elliott been a practice roster guy the majority of the season here for the Eskimos. 8 touchdowns as a rookie in Toronto.
Yeah, that was quite a few years ago.
Yeah, it was.
And,
great season, but a long time ago.
That was his best season of his career.
There's O'Neill's kick, a low one, and he's going to drive that one out of bounds. So Harker will start inside his own 15 when he comes back on the field. This time, as he does, there'll be a 3-0 lead for the Riders.
Where's Danny? Where'd he go?
Yeah, and a lot of people know him from the Colorado School of Mines, and where he played a year in Division II school there and lit it up. But his first 4 years as a collegiate athlete were at Indiana State, and you combine those two schools and his time at both quarterbacks, He threw for over 7,000 yards and 61 touchdowns, so he knows how to get it done. He's trying to figure it out at this level.
Got William Powell to his right. They'll hand it off for his first touch of the day, and he fights his way up to about the 20. A nice pickup on first down for Powell.
And I think the crowd was waiting for that, and they're excited to see 29 get his first touch of the day. And I think they're trying to let Steve McAdoo, offensive coordinator for the Riders, know that, yeah, that's what they want to see. They want to see 29 help this young quarterback out and that big offensive line dominate the line of scrimmage. It's a good way to get her done.
1,000-yard season for Powell. Got 3 of them consecutively here. Just the 22nd player in the history of the league to go off for 1,000 in 3 consecutive years.
Yeah, Andrew Harris became the 21st player to get that done earlier in the season. And doesn't happen very often.
This time, Parker's going to keep it incomplete, as he was getting a little bit of pressure in his face there.
Yeah, so, you know, just pay attention to what's going on here and exchanging the football and punts, and Hugh O'Neill and certainly John Ryan going at it, but the Eskimos are starting to tip the field here a little bit and get better field position as the returner stands at his own 50, so points are in Edmonton's future. They get a decent return here.
Well, if anybody can kick you out of trouble, it's John Ryan.
Yeah, he can kick it to the goal line.
His long this year is 77.
I don't think that returner's deep enough.
He's averaging 49. This one's going to come down right at about the 50. Taekwon Glass takes it there, kick of 40, and Glass will eventually work his way out of bounds.
Rear Intelligent Emergency Braking. Innovative technology.
Decent field position this time, as you talked about, is starting to win that battle a little bit.
Take that all day. Saskatchewan had created some for themselves in the first couple of drives. Now Edmonton's kind of flipped that script and start their center field.
Jack Cooper in there to the right of his quarterback. They work from midfield here. Cooper will slide in behind. He'll take this ball, looking for room, and guess what? No. Never happened. Nowhere to go. AC Leonard all over it.
Yeah, AC just said, what? He beat his guy so badly up front. He's right here. Let me see, I gotta get a spot on him. He's right here. And he just waited for him. He just takes the initial block or tuck, kind of throws him to the side, and he's waiting on the ball carrier to come to him, and it's exactly what he did.
Lots of 1 on the play, so 2nd and 11 here for Kilgore. 4 receivers to his right side. That's where he looks. A little bit of pressure. Gets away from it. Now rolls to his right down the field, and that's going to be picked off. Nick Marshall, I believe. And Marshall's going to take it all the way back down the sideline to the 35, and the crowd here in Regina loves it. Had an interception last week as well, did Nick Marshall.
Yeah. It's his 5th of the season, 8th of his career, and that's huge. And again, pressure flushes Logan Kilgore. We'll take a look at that. And he's flushed to his right, so he's got everything in front of him. And it's Charleston Hughes coming around the outside. A little pressure on by Solomon Elamimian on the inside. Logan throwing to watch his shoulders. His shoulders are pointed to the sidelines. Not sure where he's trying to fit that ball into, but I can tell you Nick Marshall's happy he threw it.
Best field position of the day here.
Poor technique there leads to that interception, and good pressure by Sass D.
Parker works from the Edmonton 35. Thigpen in there with him. Comes over on the near side, and that'll be a completion. And a pretty good second effort there as well from Manny Arsenault, and moves him close to a first down.
Yeah, this is what Manny does now. You know, at this stage of his career, he's going to have to be that reliable receiver that sees it like the quarterback, and he shuffles back inside, a little switch motion, just runs a little out route there, and that's as simple as it gets, and the quarterback feeds him the rock, picks up 9.
Short yardage situation here. Ryan Bennett into the game for the Riders.
Big body, 6'3", 220, strong, plays on some teams.
Works his way around the end, and he's got the first down as well. Yeah, what's he on punt team today as well? I think that's what we were told before the game.
Yeah, Craig Dickinson said that Brian came to him this week when he found out that Cody was not starting. It was going to be Harker and him. He's like, you can take me off teams? And Craig says no, but he actually took him off the kickoff cover team and still on punt team. So Bennett's going to draw in on those teams and play his part there as per usual. But he's big for the Saskatchewan, picking up first downs in those short yardage situations.
1st and 10 from the Eskimos 24 here for Harker. Has Powell in there. Thigpen rather. Thigpen will take it and gets up to the 20, and there's a flag on the tackle, and a couple of them later on as Unamba got to him, and now some pushing and shoving on the far side of the field.
Yeah, teammates didn't like what Unamba did to their running back, Marcus Thigpen, and they took exception to it, and yeah, that's big. I like it. That's Philip Blake saying, no, not my backyard. You don't treat my teammates that way. Here's a look at it. There's a horse collar right there, ripping on the back of it. And then a little extracurricular after the whistle. Things get interesting as you start bringing in 335-pounders to the mix. It's going to get hot in a hurry.
Eskimos last week, we know these are actually the 2 most penalized teams in the entire Canadian Football League. Last week, the Eskimos flagged just 3 times, but all of them on touchdown drives.
Yeah, that's not good. No. Extending drives. And that has been a thorn in the Eskimo side for a number of years now. Losing their composure. And Jason Moss does not like to talk about that and just kind of shuts down the conversation.
Major foul.
Says he's
Horse collar
addressed
tackle, Edmonton, number 0. Major foul. Unnecessary roughness, Saskatchewan, number 53. We're at the 17-yard line, 2nd down.
Yeah, as we thought, is Philip Blake coming in. A little love touch right there, just saying, hey, not my house. And
Santos Knox hopping up in defense there of Unamba as well.
I don't know. I don't see that being a foul against 53 all day long in the horse collar, but players being players, protecting their own.
Here's Harker, far side. That's complete. And taken down. Inside the 10 to Thigpen.
Yeah, and if he outflanks you, you're in trouble. Because when he gets leverage on a DB or a linebacker, which he does here, straight coming right at you. Watch Simon take a hit right here. One of our cameramen, bam, he's flying now. He gets the full speed and a heartbeat.
Heads up.
Our camera angle changes right there. Oh, here it is.
That got out of the way and hurried. That was good.
Did he flop on that play? Did he flop?
He avoided contact. Okay. Let's say that.
Okay.
Let's say that. But still, he hung in there.
He did. I don't know how they do it.
1st and goal here now from the 4. Hand it off, pushing ahead, looking for the end zone. They got it. Touchdown, Riders. What a push from that offensive line.
We'll take another look at it. I'm sure the CFL Command Center will want to look at this a few times, but this is Marcus Thigpen going to an area in the middle of that football field where, I think he extends nicely, keeps his knees off the turf and extends right here. See the ball crossing. That's going to be tough to overturn it because it's called a touchdown on the field.
What a stretch there from Thigpen.
And a push. He's already wearing the hardware, too.
Looks good.
That is massive.
They had him wrapped up at the 4. It looked like they had it. It was about the 4-yard line.
He got a whole lot of help from his friends. He had about 1,200 pounds helping him get across that goal line.
Riders taking advantage of a turnover by the Eskimos. Nick Marshall with that interception that leads to a touchdown for Marcus Thigpen. Thigpen's 3rd rushing touchdown of the season.
Yeah. So 8 didn't do it by himself. He had help from his friends, and that's Vaughn, Labatt, Clark, Blake, and Coleman. That's what they like to see here this time of year. It calls for that ground and pound, and they got a little bit of that on that drive.
Well, and they got it with the talent they've got at running back as well, right? You got Powell and you got Thigpen. You can kind of mix them up there. That drive was all Thigpen.
Yeah, and that's got to feel good for that young man.
I know it started because of the turnover, so it wasn't a long drive. Didn't throw a touchdown pass. But what do you think Harker's confidence level's at right now?
Well, you hear the term complementary football. You hear the guys talk about the importance of other aspects of the team, picking up the slack without the starter Cody Fajardo in the game. It's exactly what we saw there. Defense creates a turnover, and Harker utilizes the talent and speed around him. The big boys up front, they're in the end zone.
Tavon Smith will take this just outside his own 20, looking for some room. Gets it back up to about the 40. 19-yard return there for Tavon Smith with 43 seconds remaining in the opening quarter, and Kilgore coming out here down by 10.
Yeah, down by 10, huge. 10-0 in an opening quarter, and it's like, how'd they do that? How did that happen? Cody Fajardo's not playing. They're playing with a guy who's only 33 pass attempts in his professional career. Well, they're doing it because they're a football team.
Great shot there. Fajardo and Harker going over some early film in this game in the first quarter. Kilgore still looking to find the groove here today. They'll hand it off this time. Pretty good burst right up the middle, but contained quickly. Shaq Cooper, when he gets going, he can move. Leonard with the tackle for the Riders.
Yeah, so Edmonton trying to take a script out of Saskatchewan's playbook right now, trying to get things going on the ground. Why not with that big offensive line that they deploy week in, week out? Take some pressure off of Logan, who's wet behind the ears himself.
2nd and 4 here on the final play of the opening quarter for Kilgore. He's going to be in trouble. That one was batted away by Buka, the former Calgary Dino.
Pressure off the edge. A.C. Leonard getting after him and forcing the quarterback to use poor technique again, throwing across his body into traffic. Bad things happen when you do that.
Closed captioning is brought to you by Casa de Mama by Dr. Utger, official pizza of the CFL. Visit utger.ca for a chance to win a VIP trip to the Grey Cup.
With Safeway's My CFL Family Contest, your family could be headed to the Grey Cup. Win one of 2 VIP Grey Cup family experiences, including flights, hotel, and pregame sideline access. Swipe your Air Miles card at Safeway for a chance to win.
Hit the field and never look back. Don't wish for it, plan for it. If you're knocked down, you get back up and dig in like never before. All in, all out, all the time. Believe in your team. Believe in yourself. Believe in the best. Break the yield ceiling with Invigor Hybrid Canola.
The 2019 Hockey Hall of Fame induction ceremony on TSN.
I'm a little bit steady.
Pure Country is here. The music you love has a new home.
I miss me more.
Pure hits, pure access, Pure Country.
Gotta get back now to the ones who love me. Don't you lose your head.
The best in country is Pure Country. Available on the iHeartRadio app. Download today.
What makes you country?
You're in Pure Country now, Canada.
Well, for the Riders, trying to wrap up top spot in the West right now. The most important thing for them is that 10-0 lead. And most of this game, I mean, the story, that turnover from Logan Kilgore.
Yeah, and a couple times pressure has forced him to throw across his body, and that cost him a major turnover, and that's big news for the Saskatchewan Roughriders because in the last 7 games, they have not scored a first quarter touchdown. And they got one here today, and they got a 10-0 lead, and that's huge for a young quarterback making his first start in a very important game, trying to secure home field advantage in the West Final right here in 2 weeks' time. So that's where you got to get it done, is capitalize on turnovers, field position, and Saskatchewan so far, they're rolling.
happy with how things have gone. It'll be a punt here from O'Neill to start the second quarter. That comes down to Thigpen. 50-yard kick for O'Neill. Thigpen brings it back up to about the 25, and that's where Harker and his offense will head back onto the field.
That's a long time. 7 games without a first quarter touchdown for Saskatchewan. You know that's eating at them. And a game like this, the importance, that was huge for this football team. Folks here to see that success happen for him early.
Yep, definitely. It's got to be feeling pretty comfortable right now. Coming in this game, he just thrown the 33 passes in his CFL career and sprinkled around a few games. Had 3 interceptions at that point. Powell in it, running back. He'll slide out.
I like the design of that play.
Nice ball there.
Yeah, just suck the defense towards you into the boundary, and he gets the defensive end to come up into his face, and you watch him as he goes to his right, our left, and you're going to watch defensive pressure in his face, and he dumps it back inside in a little middle screen and picks up 9 yards. That's production on 1st and 10, putting in second and manageable here. You see Brian Bennett do his thing.
Slides up under center, looking for a hole, and never really got one.
No, he didn't get anything. That was penetration, said no. That was
Eskimos defense all over that one.
They certainly were. Watch that push. Oh, man, right off the ball. I think that was a Mondo Sewell. Not mistaken.
Usher eventually came around here.
His penetration, though, just stacked up the hole on the right side. That A-gap there was just shut down, slammed closed tight. That's just quickness, because that's not nose-to-nose like they do in the States. That's a yard off the football, and you're creating penetration behind it.
We're going to do it again and stopped again. Wow. Eskimos defense getting it done. Santos Knox. Free pass to the quarterback that time.
Yeah. Oh, that is timely off the edge. Santos Knox.
Nowhere to go for Bennett.
Sewell right there. He's going to get excellent penetration right off the bat. Just takes Clark right in the backfield. And here you're going to watch Santos Knox. Watch him knife through here. And on 3rd and short, he gets penetration. And that's the key to stopping offensive surges on those situations is penetration. Sewell and Santos Knox got that covered.
Great field position, empty backfield, 6 targets. Kilgore in trouble, and he's taken down right off the edge.
How about that?
Leonard gets to him.
I'm just going to lay my hand on you and just slap you to the ground. And that's exactly what A.C. Leonard did right there, making it happen. Off the bottom of the screen, uncovered, just spun him around with his right hand. Leonard gets his 8th sack of the year, making his presence felt here. Understanding Edmonton's got a little momentum here with field position.
10-yard loss, 2nd and 20 now for Kilgore. Dumps it off underneath.
All day.
That's going to fall on Cooper now to try to get it, and he'll pick up about 7 or 8.
Yeah, you'll take that all day defensively, and it's exactly what Saskatchewan gave him. Yeah, we're going to take everything deep, play everything up in front of us, and I don't care who you're dumping it off to, and that's a pretty dangerous receiver there and running back. And Shaq Cooper, he can make people miss in a phone booth. Big-time playmaker, but he can't make everybody miss on that play. Only picks up 6 on the play. And one of my favorite kickers in the league, Sean White, talking to him before the ball game, he said, "I love your analogy about my kicking, and it's perfect because it's the way I think we're talking about all the time." He's going to need his little slap 3-iron here because this is a 45-yarder
from straight away, and he misses. It's going to be brought out of the end zone by Thigpen, far side of the field. A ton of room. He'll get it up to midfield. Now inside the 50 and tripped up there. Looked like he almost had daylight on that one.
Logan Kilgore just picked him up at the
end. 12. We'll get that sorted out here as the Riders get the ball back.
Closed captioning is brought to you by the Touchdown for Kids Millionaire Lottery, teaming up for Saskatchewan kids.
Gatorland, University of Florida. He's right here, and he's going to get Tanner Green, and that's an easy call for Jocelyn Paul, back judge. He just nonchalantly throws a flag, said, "Yeah, I'm calling that all day long." And then Logan Kilgore on the other end, he's got heat in the kitchen. He's got to make a play in open field on one of the most elusive, fast guys in the Canadian Football League, and he pulls down Thigpen. Wouldn't have mattered, does, coming back.
65 yards, about the difference from where that tackle was made to after the penalty.
Man, that's
assessed. That's huge.
Tough. We're going to see, this is different territory for Isaac Harker.
Well, the good news, he's got the entire field to work with, basically. Standing in his own end zone here. Gets rid of that one quickly, and that'll be a completion up to about the 9-yard line as he wasted no time getting to Corey Watson.
Yeah, he impaled Corey Watson with that football. 2-3 set to the boundary and zone coverage, and he takes a shot, too. Watson does.
I'll bring up 2nd down here.
Usher on Harker. I'm surprised when you see flag come out there.
2nd and 3 for Harker. He'll keep it himself this time. Diving ahead. It's going to be awfully close. Yeah, he says, "I got it."
No, he's telling you. It ain't close at all. Had a little hesitation there in open field, and he didn't know if he's going to have to cut back or not. We'll take a peek at it and watch his thought process. Pulls it as He's got second level contain here, and here comes that contain right there. He's in open space, and that's the guy who just hit him late, in my opinion, in the last play, moved the chains.
Did get the first down. Harker knew it all along. Gets himself and his team a little breathing room here.
That's big. Doesn't look like much, but you want to keep momentum on your side, create some field position. If not, just move the ball all the way down the field, control the clock, and keep doing your thing.
Dustin Nielsen and Matt Dunnigan with you here. Regina, the Riders, the 10-point cushion in the first half. They'll hand this off to Powell. Tripped up, nowhere to go.
Don't forget Claire down there on the sidelines too, Dustin. Come on.
That's
now.
Right. We'll go back to Claire here at some point.
Yep. All right, that was Kendall Vickers right there in the middle of that Edmonton defensive line, making things happen. Penetration once again up front has been critical, and I think will be critical for this Edmonton Eskimo football team moving forward, particularly next week in Montreal. But Vickers got to disrupt that play.
2nd and 11 here for Harker. 3 receivers to the left. It's a little bit of protection. Pressure still coming. Got rid of it. Up for grabs. Intercepted at the 25 and taken out of bounds on the near side of the field. As Taekwon Glass. There's a flag in the end zone.
Well, the ball was late, and I saw the route develop, a little comeback route. And if this is rough in the passer, boy, that's going to be a tough one to swallow if you're Edmonton. You're right back in the football game. A great field position on a throw that was late. Here it is here off the edge. Oh, that's right in the face, too. That's Usher.
Usher leading with his helmet.
Vontae Diggs coming in there. And
major foul, roughing the passer, sparing. Edmonton, number 75, 15 yards, automatic, first down.
Yeah, you called it perfectly there, Dustin. Top of his helmet got to the court, and Moss is going to challenge it. He's livid over on the sidelines, and he doesn't think it is.
Jason Moss did not hesitate. That flag came out quickly. And he is going to challenge the roughing the passer. As he has a chat right now with Bradbury. Guilty
Edmonton
party
is
right
challenging
there.
the previous play. This will be reviewed.
We'll get the review, what they'll be reviewing. Big play in this football game. We'll get a few looks at it. We'll get a verdict coming up next.
As big football fans,
After review, the ruling on the field stands. First down, Saskatchewan. Edmonton is charged with 1 timeout.
We're not surprised by that, are we, Matty?
No, not surprised. I think, you know, obviously Jason Moss thought it differently, but quarterback right here, yeah, that's pretty clear that Usher led with his helmet there and got him right underneath the jaw. Jason doesn't agree with it. A big play, right? Turnover, great field position, seen right back in it, and now that's taken off the board. Saskatchewan continues to drive.
Well, it's going to be the Eskimos' ball right about the same spot on the field. Now here's Harker, wants to dump it off. He does. And that'll be taken down just inside the 30 as he found William Powell again.
Yeah, he's running a double move into zone coverage, and that's not going to work because he had a man underneath and a guy over the top and flushed Harker to his right to the play call side where he's looking the whole time, and not a lot there. Tried to create with his legs and found a receiver inside to pick up just a couple. A lot of work for a couple of yards.
2-yard pickup there. 9 of 12 Harker here so far.
That ain't bad.
3 receivers to his right, and a flag flies before they could get that play off.
Early movement. Usher's still getting it. He's hot, right? He's not happy with
procedure. Saskatchewan, number 68. 5-yard penalty remains second down.
Not happy with the call that's on him a couple plays ago. And
Thaddeus Coleman this time.
And Dan Clark and he were going toe-to-toe. I'm not sure you want to go at it with Dan Clark.
Coleman, the former Eskimo, won a Grey Cup with him in 2015.
Yeah,
flagged on that one.
He's a bit of a big man. What is
6'7", 320?
6'7", more like 6'9".
Here's Harker with 3 receivers to the wide side of the field. Took a look down there, now drops it off to Powell, makes a nice move. There's a flag on the play as Powell pushes ahead. Unamba finally tracks him down there just shy of the 35. Eskimos seem to think this is coming back.
There's no infraction on this play. It was a screen pass, 3rd down.
So they had the screen pass set up.
Yeah, what they thought that they were blocking downfield, but the ball was thrown behind the line of scrimmage, and so they're allowed to do that when the ball's thrown behind the line and pick up the flag. And you can see John Ryan do his thing.
Eskimos defense getting the stop here. Ryan will come out to kick it away with his team leading 10-0. Dustin Nielsen and Matt Dunnigan with you here. Second quarter action. Beautiful November day in Regina. Couldn't ask for better football, brother.
Yeah. Easy for us to say we got heaters under the desk.
Yeah, but it's only the lower half of the body, right?
Yeah, it's all good.
We'll take it. And some early movement there from the Eskimos. And wow, that's going to be a 1st down for the Riders.
Coach Moss can't be happy about this.
That's not going to go over well.
A.J. Gass, special teams coach, he's not happy either, I guarantee it.
Offside. Edmonton, number 38, 5-yard penalty. This makes it a 1st down.
It's John Walton started at middle linebacker today in place of Larry Dean.
The first-year player from South Carolina. Just a little anxious. I mean, one, you got to think they got some type of block on because he's so anxious to get off the ball, which that's just unthinkable there. It's a tough one to swallow. Couple plays keeping this drive alive for the Riders.
Looked like the Eskimos D going to get off the field with a turnover earlier. Didn't happen. That time maybe getting the ball back on a punt didn't happen. Now here's Harker falling. He's got a man. That is complete up the field to Roosevelt. And he'll take it down to the 45 as he was left wide open and Harker found it.
Yeah, and Harker was feeling some heat in the kitchen and he had to chuck it and duck it. And you watch him. And he feels it. Here comes the pressure right there. And he chucks it and ducks.
Money Hunter on the pressure.
It's a better look. Falling away. A little fadeaway jump shot. Looked like one of my balls. Option pass. You have the option to catch either end.
Here's Powell. He'll take a bit of a pitch there, moves it ahead for a couple of yards. That was the 9th play of a drive that started at the 3, and it's been penalty aided, but here they are munching a bunch of time off the clock and moving into some sort of scoring position.
Yeah, the point you made earlier, the 3 penalties that Edmonton took last week, which was considerably lower and fewer than they normally take, all three of them led to continuation of drives and scoring drives.
Had one today on a touchdown drive against as well, penalty there.
So that's got to stop if they want a chance to continue deep into the play.
Empty backfield here for Harker. That's complete. Hammered down there after making the catch with Powell. But he held on to the ball.
Monte Diggs got a big piece of that. He was just kind of like baiting him. Pot hanging, let everything thrown underneath and then jump it. And that's exactly what he did with the ball that was behind Powell. And he made a nice catch and took the punishment for it.
Third down here, but this time it'll bring out Brett Lothar for a field goal attempt of about 47 yards straight away. He's already got one today. Went 2 for 2 last week, including the walk-off. And that one's going to be wide right, and it'll be brought out of the end zone and moved ahead by Glass. Took a heavy pop just inside the 10. Santos Knox wants a penalty, not going to get it.
Commentator outdoor clothing is provided by Nobis. Embrace the elements.
There's a good look at the pop on Glass.
Ooh. I don't know what they're not seeing there. Ooh, that's helmet to helmet. That's every bit as sparing as the one Usher took to keep that drive alive for Saskatchewan before the punt there. And well, I understand Santos Knox's displeasure with that not being called, because that's what we're trying to take out of the game, is those plays entirely.
Pretty blatant miss on that one. Kilgore starting here in the shadows of his own goalposts. 4.5 minutes to play. Eskimos offense held off the scoreboard thus far. Trying to change that here. Long way to go.
Well, Harker was just in this position. Now Kilgore, see what he can do.
Far side. It's a man by himself. Nowhere to go.
McCray says,
O.J. McCray all over that Matty.
Was that Tavon?
Tavon Smith, I believe.
Yeah, Tavon just like, no. He didn't feel it right here. Look. Oh, he tripped up. He got his... He was off balance and he couldn't make a move. And McCray was in there in a heartbeat and just zeroed in on him. And that's probably a good thing he lost his footing.
Eskimos unable to really sustain anything offensively so far today. Just 1 for 6.
Yeah, Kilgore does not seem very comfortable at all.
4 receivers to his left this time. A little bit of pressure. They want to dump it off. And some room, but tripped up from behind. Cooper looked like he was going to take off for a first down, but he was stopped. Chad Jeter tripping him up.
Yeah, second-year player from Gardner-Webb. Well, he shows you his athletic ability. Watch him get out there. Boy, he didn't get that. Cooper's off and running.
But just enough for the first down.
You never know. That's just coaches always preaching, fly to the ball. Good things will happen. I'm not sure about that celebration. I like that effort.
You ever have one of those celebrations?
I like that. I've had some crazy ones over the years, but hey, man, when you're feeling it, you make a play like that, do what you got to do.
First and 10 now from the Edmonton 19, trailing by 10. They'll hand it off. Cooper trying to kick it to the outside, and he's got a first down and
That's
little
a late
bit
hit
more.
Too. He got pushed about 4 or 5 yards out of bounds too. And he's asking for a little help from the officials there, because he felt like he got tackled way out of bounds. And I think he did. I think Cameron Judge had no business touching him about 4 or 5 yards out of bounds there.
Judge giving it back to the Eskimos sideline as well. Shaq Cooper.
Watch this move.
16 yards. Eskimos offense looking for something.
Dinner's ready.
But it could be closer. Edmonton shooting themselves in the foot. We'll talk about the play of Isaac Harker. And you know Calgary is cheering for the rival Eskimos, but they got some business to take care of tonight in BC. Hey, we're here all night, Dustin, Matty.
It's a long day. We're happy to start it off for you here from Regina.
And what you call it last week, we did the same thing.
Set the table.
Lead off.
Hit set the table. Hit lead off.
Yes.
Now hand it off, and that's pushed ahead up to about the 40-yard line. First carry of the day for James Tuck goes for 5 yards.
I like it. First touch of the day. First touch like in a long time for Tuck. I'm talking about a guy who just never touches the ball.
First one this season.
Yeah, he's just a special teams demon, and he clears paths for everybody else to do their thing. Good to see him get a little taste of the action, picks up 6.
Gets them half of what they need here. Kilgore. Pressure coming. Gets rid of it near side. That's up for grabs and knocked down. Defended well by Ed Gainey. Looking for Natea J.
Yeah.
Gainey was all over it.
Yeah, and this is interesting how they come from depth here. They just kind of baited the quarterback. You look at them. It's just kind of like everybody's kind of standing up. You don't get any pre-snap reads. And here they come. And it's a jailbreak, and Logan's got to throw it up in spite of the ball pretty nicely with Ed Gainey right in hip pocket. And there's Jay right there. Boy, he got his both hands on it. Ed Gainey broke that up. It's a knockdown, but a lot of smoke and mirrors by that front of the Saskatchewan Roughriders.
O'Neill lets it fly from his 30. Big Pen waiting for it. Takes it at the 30. Back to the 40. Runs into a wall of Eskimos and taken down at about the 42-yard line. It all comes down to this. One day, one shot. Don't miss the MLS Cup next Sunday, November 10th, as two familiar foes battle for the 3rd time in 4 years when Toronto FC ride a 13-match win streak into Seattle, looking to be crowned champions. Coverage begins at 2:30 p.m. Eastern, 11:30 a.m. Pacific, only on TSN. $1.50 left to go here in the opening half.
Take this field position too, 42-yard line all day long. Got a chance to put some more points on the board here.
1st and 10 from his own 42 here for Harker. He'll hand it off, bouncing around. Powell moving ahead up over the 45.
William Powell doing his thing once again. 3rd straight. You mentioned earlier, Dustin, 22nd player in the history of the CFL to do that. That's some rare company. Congratulations, not only William, that offensive line, Andrew Harris, Winnipeg Blue Bomber offensive line, he did it this year. Need those big boys and them running backs to churn that out. That was a little fancy footwork there by William.
Hey, the question everybody wants to know, do you have him in your fantasy lineup today?
Yep.
Of course you do. Why wouldn't you? Here's some pressure on Harker. Steps up out of the pocket, dumps it off, and that'll bounce off the fingertips of the intended target. A flag in the secondary, and now a couple more being thrown. As we've got some players pushing and shoving over at the far 40. There's an injured Eskimo down on the field.
The ball's laying all by itself. There's 3 flags in the field. The player's down.
We're gonna lift him back up here, but it looked like he was in some pain. That's Amongo Sewell.
You don't want to see that.
No, not at all.
He is a mainstay in the interior defensive line of the Edmonton Eskimos. It's going to be vitally important next week as they travel to Montreal for the East semifinal.
Try to get these flags sorted out here as well.
And Sewell's right here. You watch him work his thing. Oh, I tell you what happened to him. It looks like he had Brendan Labatt just fall right on him. Clear up those penalties here in a second, but it's a lot of weight falling on Sewell. He seems to be good. Looks like it's going to be 1st down Saskatchewan. Looks like a defensive pass interference. That was called from the...
I was deep into the secondary when that first flag came out.
Yeah,
defensive pass interference. Edmonton, number 0. After the play, major foul, face mask, Saskatchewan, number 57. These are going to be balanced at the previous line of scrimmage, back 5 yards, but we will be first down, Saskatchewan.
Don Unumba, Brandon Labatt. Yeah, so Don Unumba, I think, was called for the DPI.
Yep.
And so that was during the play. And you see it down at the bottom of your screen is he's on William Powell, who Harker tries to find the ball and give the ball too late. There it was there. He just kind of caught feet there. Didn't see much there. But then the face mask happens after the play, so they'll walk that one back after the downs are gauged from the DPI.
It's all said and done. It sets up 1st and 10 here on the Saskatchewan 42 for Harker with 1:21 remaining. Long will see well getting the drink on the sideline, so hopefully he's all right.
Yeah, I think he is. And got the wind knocked out of him with Brendan Labatt falling on you while he's face masking.
Harker in the shotgun, 3 targets to his left. That's where he's going to go as they'll swing it outside.
That was a lateral.
That'll be brought ahead up over the 50 to Kyran Moore once again.
Yeah, we saw it in the first series of the ball game. They ran William Powell a little as camouflage and gave it to him on the out and around, then came back with a little perimeter play to that explosive receiver, and we see it there once again. And Kyran Moore is being involved in this offense more and more as we see this season move on.
Huge season for Moore. Closing in on 1,000 yards. Now they'll hand it off, and that'll be enough for a first down. Smack dab to midfield as they get it back into the belly of William Powell.
In a yard and a half, got 4 there. Continue to move the 56 seconds on the clock, plenty of time. Young quarterback, see how he handles this, manages this. Start conceptualizing the game as opposed to just running plays and executing plays. You've got to think clearly about all aspects of the game, and this is a great opportunity for him to work on that.
1st and 10 now. Bennett in the game, and he's going to swing it out. And that'll be taken up to close to the 51. Tackle made there. Powell. Kwaku Boateng got to him.
Well, it seemed like telegraphed that.
Like you knew it was coming because he was in there.
No question.
Yeah. Gave him about 4 yards. Bring up 2nd and mid-range here. Harker back in the game for the Riders.
I think they're setting something up there. Does that look like a very
empty backfield this time? Powell in protection. Harker over the middle. That'll be complete. Close to a first
really
down.
Close.
He was
really
driven
close.
back in a hurry there. Corey Watson's 2nd catch of the day for Watson.
Yeah, I'm just watching Rob Hill down judge. He was right on that as the play happens right in front of him, and he's right there on the 45-yard line, and he sees where Watson gets to, and it's 3rd and inches.
Don't need much here.
Penetration killed him on this a couple series ago.
12 seconds. That clock ticking down. Now just 5 seconds left.
That's what I'm talking about. Has no idea what's going on. And this is a learning situation for this quarterback, and now
he'll
you're
push
taking it to the house.
That's going to do it for the interesting / strange end.
And the crowd's letting them hear about it too.
It's probably not how they drew up how to finish halftime, but they'll take a 10-0 lead. Panel will have fun with that one. Let's send it back to the boys.
Wow.
Back inside the studio, and welcome to halftime in the CFL and TSN, brought to you by Ram 1500 2019 North American Truck of the Year. Another winning season for Ram. So yeah, the Riders miss a chance to pad their lead, which stands at 10-0 over the Edmonton Eskimos. Rod Smith, Henry Burris, Davis Sanchez, and Milt Stiegel. And Chezzy, Isaac Harker was thrown in a difficult situation. Cody Fajardo not able to make a start. And they got the lead. How would you assess the way he's played so far?
Well, the defense shut them out, and then you don't know what to expect from Isaac Harker as a young quarterback. But what you do want is you want him to make quick decisions with the football, whether those quick decisions are ball out of his hand or just deciding he needs to take off like he does here. The ball's not out right away, but it's a quick decision to step up in the pocket and get rid of the ball. And there's a quick decision, 3-step, get the ball out. That's Steve McAdoo with the game plan. And then here, this is some of the unexpected, a little bit of creativity, getting that ball out to Naaman Roosevelt. They have to be extremely happy with what they've seen in Isaac Harker, almost 80% completion percentage, taking care of the ball. I thought he's looked pretty good.
Well, they also getting help from the Edmonton Eskimos because, I mean, right now, I mean, the Saskatchewan Roughriders have had a chance to help seal this deal because Edmonton, they aren't doing anything to help themselves. But starting out on a 3rd and 1, the most basic thing is a quarterback sneak. Hey, the quarterback's going right offensive line. Coleman, the guys on the right side, what are you doing? You blocked the guy to your right, not the guy inside of you. And Santos Knox is able to get free and stop on a 3rd and 1. They did not convert any points. Here, an interception by Taekwon Glass. You know what? A big play for Edmonton. 1st and 10 in the red zone. No. Roughing the passer, spearing by Nick Usher. 3rd and 1. Backed up. They're punting. You got a chance to get the ball in great field position. Then John Walton, you jump off sides. I mean, this has plagued the Edmonton Eskimos the entire season, guys. And honestly, if they haven't stopped it by now, this is something that's going to plague them right into Montreal next week. And it's going to be the reason why they can't advance past the semifinals.
That was pretty good, Henry. That was pretty good. You deserve it, baby. Give it to him. Give it to him, baby. Give it to him.
Oh, yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Here we go.
Inspired by the Riders. Big play chain.
There we go.
That's your drop the mic chain.
And you think that undisciplined play has to do something with their head coach being undisciplined, maybe just a little bit? Maybe.
They have had a problem, and Hank's right, though. They got to get that out of their system in Montreal next week.
Before next week. If they think they can play like they played in this first half and think they can win, you see what's happening when they play against Saskatchewan? The same thing will happen next week against Montreal.
Clean slate in the playoffs.
Yeah,
clean slate.
All right.
Okay, first ever winner of the Drop the Mic chain. Congratulations. Back to talk about the other games today.
Turn it around, baby.
Here we go. Yeah, bleed,
The final Super Saturday of the regular season on TSN begins here in Regina. A little bit of pressure. Gets away from it. Now rolls to his right down the field, and that's going to be picked off.
Watch Simon take a hit right here. One of our cameramen. Bam, he's flying now.
Heads up, pushing ahead, looking for the end zone. They got it. Touchdown, Riders.
Helly Hansen professional grade gear.
Fires that for a first down, finding Edwards again. And O'Connor looking to the end zone to spin. Touchdown! Michael O'Connor has his first.
Michael, when you take a look at the film from last week, what did you like, and what do you think you need to improve on?
I like the fact that I was decisive. You know, I made a throw and I stuck to it. I think that I can be better with my reads. You know, I think there's a fine line between throwing with anticipation and predetermining your throw. So I just got to trust my eyes today and, you know, trust that my eyes will take me to the right read.
And in terms of reps, how important is it for you at this point in your career to get reps today?
Oh, it's vastly important. There's no replacement for live game reps. So, you know, I'm just very grateful for the opportunity and I'm looking to go have some fun tonight.
Thanks for this, Michael.
Thank you.
Canadian quarterback Michael O'Connor, he got some reps last week and he threw a touchdown pass against Ottawa and looking to get more today against the Hamilton Tiger Cats coming up next. But then after that, of interest milk to the Calgary Stampeders. Well, they got to beat the BC Lions later tonight, and you know they're keeping an eye on this game as well.
Yeah, they're keeping an eye on this one, and regardless what happens, they need to treat their game like a playoff game. They need to understand that we need to go out there and play our best. Bo Levi Mitchell needs to have the game of his life because they don't want to have to go to Winnipeg if Saskatchewan wins. They don't want to have to go to Winnipeg and have to win a playoff game to make it to the Grey Cup.
Missing Derek Dennis is going to be a big issue tonight, I think, for this team as well. This is going to be a tougher game, this BC matchup, than people think.
Well, I think the defense for Calgary's got to work on their second down conversions, getting off the field. They allowed Winnipeg last week over 50% conversion on second down. You won't win a playoff game like that because if Saskatchewan wins, they're back on the road.
Absolutely. Well, you know what? And if Calgary loses in BC, regardless of what the Riders do, Calgary is third. You're right, going to Winnipeg. So the Bombers keeping an eye on that as well. Saskatchewan trying to clinch first. They can do it if they hang on here. They got a 10-point lead over the Eskimos with the second half still to come.
It's hard to remember
fancy offensive stats about a quarterback or something. Nah. Defense. The Riders held Logan Kilgore to 42 yards passing. That's what they needed going into this game with some uncertainty to the quarterback. Are we going to hear from Craig Dickinson?
We are indeed.
This is an accountable quarterback.
We are. With Claire Hanna right now. Good call.
So, Craig, a little confusion there to end the half. What happened there?
Yeah, that's on me. Honestly, we're out of field goal range. I wanted us to take a shot. We couldn't get the play in. I should have just called a timeout. That's my fault. I thought I saw them saying they were going to measure, and then when they didn't, it was already too late. So that's my fault. I'll take the blame for that.
A lot of pressure on Isaac Harker making his first start. So far, a clean game. What else can you say about his play?
Yeah, he's playing good. You know, we got to continue to help him. You know, but he's competing hard, and he's giving us a chance. So I'm proud of him.
And last week, it was 14-0 for the Eskimos in the first half, or part of the first half. You hold them to nothing. What can you say about your defense?
Defense playing well. We got to continue to play well and be efficient on offense second half.
Thanks, Craig.
You bet.
Accountability from Craig Dickinson. His Riders trying to clinch first in the West, and they're halfway there, a 10-0 lead. Looking to build on that in the second half over the Edmonton Eskimos. This halftime show brought to you by Ram Heavy Duty, the most capable Ram Heavy Duty pickup ever, always ready for the second half.
The Riders here in Regina, 1/2 away from clinching top spot. Right now, they've got a 10-0 lead on the Eskimos, and Claire Hanna has Eskimos super rookie Vontae Diggs.
Vontae, you lead all players so far with 7 tackles. How's the defense playing so far?
I think we're doing all right. We need to score. That's really our goal right now, and shut these guys down. They got a good run game, a good passing game. Cody's not in the ball game, so we're really trying to get after this quarterback a little bit.
You told me yesterday it doesn't matter if it's a game of tic-tac-toe or double dutch. You want to win. You're down 10-0. How do you turn this around?
It's 0-0 at half, and we're going to come out swinging. I promise you that on all cylinders, special teams, offense, and defense, obviously. We're an aggressive team, and we want to play hard, and we're going to finish hard.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
Ante Diggs, most outstanding rookie nominee from Edmonton. 64 tackles on the year, coming in 7 more in the first half. Dustin Nielsen and Matt Dunnigan with you, and we are underway here in the second half. And the return for the Eskimos.
That's Diego.
And that is Diego Villamontes, first overall pick in the LFA draft. Kilgore, rough first half.
Yeah, it was. And, I credit a little bit of pressure. Some poor decisions by him, some late decisions. Throwing across his body here. That gets picked off. Happened like 90% of the time when you do it that way.
5 and 12 for 42 yards and a pick in the first half for Kilgore. Good news is his defense has kept him. Cooper had 4 carries in the first half, gets an early touch in this one, and they'll go back to him again. Ran into one of his offensive linemen, but is able to push ahead, and I think he's going to have enough for the first down here, depending on the spot.
Not only do you have to worry about the defenders, you got to worry about running around the big guys up front. Take you about a week to do that. Looks like he runs right in the back of, yeah, that's Kelly right there. Right tackle trying to get leverage on his man and took him right into the hole. And Shaq Cooper ran right in the back of him, make it close here.
You're going to measure on this one. Maybe a little bit further ahead, but does he have enough for the first down? Oh, he's just shy. 4 or 5 chain links, and that'll bring up third. Further back in their own territory when they decided to go for it.
Yeah, that was Armando Sewell. And then it was Devon Santos Knox who came in the very next play. And penetration killed it. See if Saskatchewan can't get some of that themselves.
Kilgore steps up under center, just needs inches. He's got it. Solid push ahead, and he'll fall forward. There's a flag right at the end of the play on the far side of the field. That flag was dropped there on the Riders. Yeah, offside, Saskatchewan, number 99, 5-yard penalty.
So he lines up offsides. And so as soon as that ball snapped, whistle, flag's got to be up. A little late there.
Little late. I'd be confused.
Yeah.
But I get confused by a lot, Matty, so we don't have to worry about that. AC Leonard caught. Leonard had a pretty good first half. Mentioned his name a few times.
Yeah, he did. I learned from the best. Don Cousins, head linesman, 35. 35, we like to call him. He's now a supervisor in the league, retired official. Did it for a long time. Forever, I think.
Kilgore swings up the far side. They're going to go for it down the field. Devon Smith, he's got it inside the 20. Tripped up and taken down just inside the 15. Biggest play of the game for the Eskimos offense.
I'm trying to... DeVars Daniels threw a strike. This is well disguised. Lateral, we've seen this a couple times. Saw it last week. First play of the game, I think it was. And 45-yarder. Well, that's big time. That's explosion play when you least expect it. Flip the field and put Edmonton in scoring position right away.
Daniels might be leading the team in passing, actually, after that one. Doesn't have a catch yet today, though. Here's Kilgore over the middle. Devon Smith, touchdown, Eskimos, and they're on the board.
There you go, Kelly, and looks like Charles and Hughes are going at it. Love that. Colin Kelly and Charleston Hughes. Watch this. Logan Kilgore get some time here because of Colin Kelly and that offensive line. Stands tall. Yodi. Kelly pushes him around the outside. Logan Kilgore steps up and puts all his hard work into that one. Throws a strike to Devon Smith, who flipped the hips of Ed Gainey. Come on, Ed. You got to be better than that. You can't flip your hips in the end zone.
Extra point attempt coming here from Sean White.
And he got center field turned in the end zone. That's not good. That's not a good thing.
White's extra point is blocked. And that'll be scooped up. A flag does fly as it's taken out of bounds by Cameron Judge. So the extra point will not go, but they got 6 on the board. They trail by 4. Logan Kilgore maybe finding his game as he guns one in here to Devon Smith.
Monday or a Friday, or your ex pulling
Love
into
that
the
dance.
driveway, or a hell might as well top shelf because you just got paid.
Power is the big.
But managed to strike here early in the second half. Devon Smith, 6th of the season, and quickly back bundled up on the sideline here in Regina. Former first-round pick out of Iowa.
Yeah, I don't know. DeVaris Daniels played little quarterback back in the day. Multifaceted, Notre Dame. That was a big-time play for the Edmonton Eskimos. I'm looking forward to seeing that one again.
Smith, 75 yards receiving so far today. And now this one will be returned up to the 40. And lunging ahead just over the 40 is Purifoy on that return. What a drive.
Yeah, and it starts with this trickery right here. Fake the inside, get on the edge, little lateral. Daniels throws a good enough ball.
I was going to say, what's that, like a 7 out of 10 in your opinion?
Yeah,
or?
6. Got a big 45-yard completion, and Kilgore gets some time. And here's the block by DeBeer. Bell DeBeer, 98, getting in there, penetrating along with Micah Johnson. DeBeer gets his right mid on it. And then here comes Diggs. He gets blocked in the back. So you see him getting jacked up into the screen. And yeah, that's a big-time play for the Eskimos coming out here early in the third quarter. DeVaris Daniels. And they got some more of that. It's amazing, you know, because everybody's a quarterback the day before the game, right? Everybody's just showing off the arm, and the quarterbacks aren't throwing
so much
it
fun
off.
out there, yeah.
Quarterbacks aren't throwing it off because they've been throwing all week. And so people like DeVaris, a lot of old linemen, even D linemen, you know, over the years, they just start chunking around. And some of them got amazing arms, too. Right? And admittedly, some quarterbacks will say, yeah, he's got better an arm. And it's That was an impressive throw there by DeBar.
Who had a better arm than you? Come on, just say nobody.
No, I'm not going to say that. Willie Gillis, he was a quarterback. He could swing it, man.
Well, swing one out here to Thigpen. He gets a couple of blocks, pushes ahead. And Marcus Thigpen, who's been involved quite a bit today, he's got a first down for the Riders.
Yeah, and that's been a part of their attack is perimeter play against this Eskimo defense, and I like it. And get it on the edge. It's coming right at you. Our cameraman Simon's like a magnet over there.
Thigpen remains in the game, but William Powell will come in here as well. We've seen them in the game together earlier this afternoon here in Regina.
I asked Craig Dickinson before the ball game.
Back to Thigpen again, breaks one tackle, pick up a couple of yards. Last time as well, they faked it to Powell and threw it to Thigpen, and see it again. Last time they kind of went up the middle. This time swung it to the outside.
Yeah. We've seen that play run several times. And I asked Dickie before the game. I can call him that because I used to coach with him. He was on my staff in Calgary in 04. He was a running backs coach. And he was brilliant then, and he's been brilliant here. I asked him. I said, "Is your offensive coordinator, Stephen McAdoo, been gauging the number of touches for Powell?" I said, no. Sometimes he just gets away from the run.
That pass from Harker incomplete. Looking for McInnes.
I'm not buying it, though, by the way.
You're not?
I'm not buying it. I am not buying it. I think they've been kind of managing his workload, so to speak, and seems to be an operative word here as of late, whether it be the World Series, or was last year in the NBA playoff run, and Kawhi Leonard, managing his workload down the stretch, and running backs, you got to think about that as well. You don't want to overtax them. You want them fresh and healthy towards the end of the season. I think a little bit of that's been going on.
Ryan got that kick away just in the nick of time, and it'll bounce at about the 18, trickle down inside the 15, and roll out of bounds. The Eskimos, after finally getting some offense, will head back out and try to do it again. They trail 10-6 in Regina.
This is the family who wanted to connect and find
It's that time of year again in the Canadian Football League as the award nominees get dished out from each of the teams. And obviously Cody Fajardo, most outstanding player, having an excellent season. Dan Clark, Cameron Judge, John Ryan on special teams, offensive lineman. Dakota Shepley is a rookie, and Charleston Hughes, what a season defensively for Hughes. So far, 15 sacks on the campaign.
Yeah, I'd like to see him more active, though. He hadn't got one in the last 4 weeks.
Kilgore's been safe so far today. There's a broken tackle and a push ahead. Excellent job there. First catch of the day for Tavares Daniels, who's also thrown for 45 yards.
He's running hungry, too, right? He's like, yeah, give me the ball. Feeling good after that throw he had. 45-yard completion to get the offense kick-started. Then he runs over Nick Marshall. says, no, they ain't going to do it. That's not enough. You got to bring more than that to the table.
More than a foot? Got to hold more than a foot.
I mean, you know, it's like, that's a great matchup right there. We've got Marshall from Auburn going against Daniels from Notre Dame.
Kilgore turns and hands it off. This time, and Cooper trucking somebody for a first down on the play.
You know, that feels good.
Oh, man.
And he loves it, boy. And that's all that time in the weight room during the off season. That is just the maintenance work during the season, just staying healthy, just staying fresh and strong. And then here you get an opportunity, and you just truck a guy.
Ed Gainey, I believe.
Yeah, it was. It's like Ed's not having a good 10 minutes of play here.
Hard.
Center field turning the end zone. Tavon Smith turning around, then it gets trucked by Shaq Cooper. And you start thinking, man, I got to pick it up here.
6-yard pickup there for Cooper. 40 on the day for the Eskimos running back. Kilgore, a completion outside his own 30 as he finds Natey.
And Natey didn't want any part of Solomon Elamimi and possibly coming in there and laying some wood on him, and he just found a place to lay down.
Let's just take a seat right here.
Yeah. You know what? This is not going to affect what we have to do in Montreal next week, but that hit by Solomon may.
Fourth target of the day there for Natey, the first one that he was able to haul in. 2nd and 5 now for Kilgore. Kevin Elliott, I believe, in motion, swings in behind his quarterback. Here's Kilgore. Hesitated a little bit. Now he'll gun one away, and that's enough for a first down. Just outside the 40, back to Tavon Smith. Puts him over 80 yards on the day.
Well, it just kind of frightens me every time Logan starts doing that, pointing his shoulders to the sidelines and trying to throw the football down the field. And we saw him do that a couple times in the first half, and it cost him dearly, an interception on one. And here he does the same thing. He's running towards the sidelines, but here he finds Smith, and he moves the chain. So he got away with one there, and can't make a living not doing that.
Cost him once already, Matty said. Team trails by 4. 1st and 10 from his own 40. Back to Cooper. And Cooper will find a hole and pick up about 4 yards on a first down scamper for the Eskimos.
Yeah, good little rhythm here for the Eskimos starting this third quarter. Of course, they put the major on the board. Flows a deficit, missed the peak convert afterwards, and got a little something going here.
Able to move the ball a little bit on this drive as they creep towards midfield.
Yeah, because John Ryan was pleased with his punt, as he should have been. He pinned him back deep. It wasn't inside the 10, but close to it. And we're swapping the field right now.
Guys started right about the 14. There's Kilgore now. That one on a quick slant. It's going to be close to a first down as he goes back to Natey, working that time on fellow number 3, Nick Marshall.
Yeah, this is a Kilgore that I anticipated seeing play. We didn't see it in the first half. He was very out of sorts, and now he's settling down. He's seeing the field. He's got a rhythm going, and I fully anticipated seeing this, seeing that improvement, and we're getting it early here in the third quarter. It's exactly what Edmonton needed to get back in this football game.
7th play of this drive as they set up just outside their own 50. Already 6 first downs in this half for the Eskimos. Kilgore with 3 receivers wide to his left. That's where he's going to look. A little bit of pressure. Now he's going to roll out to his right. Judge is going to track him down, and Kilgore, he knows it. He'll throw it away. And it's Cameron Judge all over him.
Well, that's a smart play. And Judge is just, I really can't locate him right here, but he is coming late to the party.
There he is.
He kind of jumps up out of nowhere. Kind of like in a groundhog hole or something.
Judge was telling us yesterday his parents down in California affected by the fires down there.
Oh, man.
Mom was waiting to evacuate.
There's so many people down there that are distraught right now.
Here's Kilgore. Lost the ball. He's stripped. And the Riders will take over just inside the 45. What a day for A.C. Leonard.
Yeah, A.C. Leonard continuing, like you said, a great day of defense and hustle. Boy, he comes around the edge and he swats this ball in the back of his arm right there. That's a strip. and the recovery.
With million-dollar touchdown.
Leonard comes and he just gets after the quarterback and does what all great defensive ends do, and that swats it, and then he recovers the ball himself, makes a big play for that Sask defense. And we saw a lot of him in the first half, and he made his presence felt right there. AC Leonard getting it done.
Great field position here for Harker. He'll hand it off as they start at the 44. And Powell will really know where to go on that one as he worked it around the left end there.
That's Monte Diggs getting it done.
Second time that the Riders have started on the Eskimos side of the field. Last time they started on the 35 after an interception that led to a touchdown. This time after the strip sack and recovery there on the 44.
Yeah, and Diggs showing you why he's Edmonton's rookie nomination of the year.
Had a great season for the Eskimos. Here's Harker. He's had a pretty good game today for the Riders. Makes one man miss, dumps it off, found the man. That's complete. And it'll be enough for a short pickup as he got it back to Corey Watson.
Yeah, and you know, now Lowther come back out here and see if he can't get back on track. Both kickers having troubles in this football game. 50-yarder right here. I asked Brett before the ball game what's he got in the tank today, and he says I get one from 60, no problem.
He's got a chance from 50 just inside the right hash mark to push the lead to 7. Rother with the kick. He's got the leg, and that one is wide as well. Taekwon Glass will bring it out here for the Eskimos. And there's a block in the back, and a bunch of flags fly, and that's going to do it there. We'll get that sorted out when we come back. Brett Rother, 2 misses today for the Riders.
So here you finally
Dustin, life has not been easy for Vontae Diggs. He grew up in a suburb of Chicago called Downers Grove and often found himself homeless. He had friends and the community that he could stay with. But oftentimes what he'd do is, because he didn't want to be a burden to those people in the community, he would take a bench and he would pull it into a corner of a baseball field and sleep there at night until school opened the next morning. He says, though, that community invited him in, and he gives so much credit to them for feeling support and love when his family couldn't always be there, and that they're his driving force every single day when he wakes up. Now, he was named Edmonton's Rookie of the Year, and he wants to recognize all those people in Downers Grove who helped him reach this level and make sure that they know their sacrifices didn't go in vain to help him get here, guys.
Wow. Excellent story with Vontae Diggs. Just great story. Humbling. I'll hand it off. This is the deepest the Eskimos have started so far today, so they go to Cooper to try to find a little bit of room, and he'll head up the middle.
Don't be mad at me no more. I'm sorry. Hey, he's found the Canadian way, too. He's apologizing to everybody.
Hasn't taken long, but he's saying sorry more than ever before.
I'll tell you what.
He's got nothing to apologize for.
No, that's you think you know, but you never know until you walk a day in a man's shoes, and that's humbling.
2nd and 8 here for Kilgore in his end zone. Dumps it off. I don't know if that hit something or he just threw it too high, but Cooper wasn't going to get to that.
And I know why, because Micah Johnson was sniffing him out, and he was coming around, and Kilgore felt that pressure, rushed it a little bit, and threw it too high to Cooper.
Another 2-0 for the Eskimos.
Yeah. That's chasing after you. You're gonna do a lot of things you wouldn't customarily do. It was like,
lay down on the field and cry.
What? I'm good right here. Timeout. You can't do that. Well, I'm doing it. Micah Johnson's in the vicinity.
And O'Neill will not be kicking this one away. He takes that snap and quickly takes the knee in the end zone. Vontae Diggs having a chat there with Corey Watson, and there's a look at the Eskimos CFL Player Award nominees. Matty, what stands out for you?
Kwaku Boateng stands out for me. We hadn't seen him today, and like a lot of the Edmonton starters, but understandably so. Kwaku's had a tremendous season and really come to his own. And of course, we're talking about Vontae Diggs. Absolutely incredible story.
Great day for Diggs so far today. 8 tackles. He's all over the field, isn't he?
He really is, and he does a lot. And, you know, he's a long-bodied. Oftentimes we see those will linebackers with that kind of body style now. Long, lean, can do a lot of things, asked to cover as well, rush the quarterback, play the run. Just a football player making his presence known. Solid selection for the Rookie of the Year, Vontae Diggs.
You had mentioned Boateng when we had the list of nominees up there. Most outstanding Canadian this year, most outstanding Canadian last year, and before that he was their most outstanding rookie. So all 3 years he's been with the Eskimos, he's been recognized for one thing or the other.
They're running out of awards and recognition, ways to showcase his skill set.
He's going to have to start playing a big role on special teams.
Yeah, he's just getting started.
Now here comes a return, and it's a good one. Staying on his feet. What a job by Purifoy. And eventually he'll be taken down close to the 44. I thought they had him a couple of seconds earlier.
Have you ever run into like a clothesline? You know, a real one?
No.
A wire holding up a tree or something like that, Halloween. You know,
I hit a lot of
trick-or-treating, running through yards. Yeah, well, I'm telling you, that's what it looked like right there. It looked like he just got caught up in something he didn't see, and it sent him backwards, almost folded him in half. As you can see, it's an arm right here. Whap.
Unamba
knocks him back just with his arm. He keeps his balance, which is incredible. And then he goes over there, takes 3 more hits. Thanks for the effort.
Pressure coming. Parker gave it away. That ball is turnover. Eskimos, I believe, are on it.
That doesn't happen very often for the Saskatchewan Roughriders. Least turnovers in the Canadian Football League. In fact, they came into the game with only 23. That's their 2nd turnover of the game. 1 on downs, and now this fumble, and that's 25 on the season. Still ahead of pace, a franchise record of 28. Well, he never had. I don't know if he was expecting that.
Yeah, it didn't look like it was knocked out by anybody. It was a high snap.
Yeah, it's a wide right.
Brought it down.
Yeah, he never got a chance to get his mitts on that. It was kind of like in the air between his arm and his chest there. Wide snap. And that starts everything off in a bad way. A number coming off the edge. Williams sees that. He's not concentrating on the ball. Evans got a turnover. And who is it? Nick Usher.
Kilgore, great field position here. They've been backed up for a lot of this half. Kilgore in trouble there.
He did it again.
Had to get rid of it. He was on the run.
I think he was trying to find Tuck.
Chased by Hughes.
He's been doing that a lot. And you can watch him get flushed by Charleston Hughes trying to get back in that sack race or category because he hadn't been there in 4 weeks. And he gets through. Kilgore shoulders to the boundary, throwing the ball down the field.
Danger zone there.
I mean, seriously. How do you have to get his attention, right?
Got rid of it, so it does set up 2nd and 10 as opposed to Hughes getting him.
But I don't think he was just trying to get rid of it.
He's in trouble again. This time he gets popped. But there's a flag on the play. They get him in the head?
I don't know. I think it was a jailbreak.
Charbel DeBeer.
Man.
Major foul, roughing the passer, Saskatchewan. Number 98, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
All right, so he's got all hell breaking loose in the backfield as McKenna gets up on him. I don't see that there. Boy, it's just defenders getting upfield, dominating the man in front of them. Logan Kilgore steps up in the pocket. There's the pressure by McKenna. And Charleston Hughes barely even gets a hold of him, gets a piece and drags him down with his left arm. I'm challenging that if I'm Craig Dickinson.
It's interesting because Kilgore was spinning, and that's when DeBeer hit him. So I don't know what else DeBeer's supposed to do.
DeBeer, yeah.
I don't know what else DeBeer's supposed to do.
Exactly. That's
in that situation. That's a tough call for this Riders defense. They've been pretty good today. Let's see if they can do it again. Cooper is going to kick it to the outside. Shaq Cooper inside the 10. And eventually forced out of bounds by Ed Gainey on the far side of the field. One of the bigger pickups of the day for Shaq Cooper, 23 yards.
Yeah, and it's like most backs, you know, he's got, you know, get 3 or 4, pound it in there, get what you can, then all of a sudden, bang, you're off in the secondary and you get to showcase your explosiveness, and that's what he does right there. Fort Hays State, Shaq Cooper. In the absence of C.J. Gable, has done a really nice job.
Having a nice day. He had 65 yards last week. He's got 69 here already today as we close in on the final moments of quarter number 3. Eskimos knocking on the door here. Kilgore with some time. Corner out to the end zone, up for grabs. Touchdown Eskimos. Kevin Elliott, first of the season. 7-yard score.
Well, this is beautiful, and then I credit some poise to Logan Kilgore. Watch this. He's got some traffic back there. Steps up in the pocket, spots his corner, and puts some air on it. And did he have full position as he's bringing it down here? Let me see. Yeah, I think he does. I think he trapped between the 1 and the 8.
Yeah, there was an early bobble, but it looked like he brought it in.
Yeah, he secured it on his chest. Yeah, we talked about Kevin. He hadn't had much time because he's got a lot of big leagues in front of him.
Sean White, extra point after having one block. This one is good, and it gives the Eskimos a 13-12 lead. They'd scored 13 points here in the third quarter, and
things get quiet here at Mosaic.
Yeah, well, this thing coming off of a turnover, right? The Riders have been so good at not turning over the ball this year, and they did, and the Eskimos managed to take advantage of it, all because of a high snap.
Yeah, and you're another look at the catch here, and this is Kevin Elliott. He's practiced that a few times before, anticipating that catch coming. First of the year, 13th of his career. 2015, he had the best year of his career back then. with Toronto. 50 catches, 642 yards, and 8 scores that year. Really hasn't measured up to those numbers in the last 3 years.
Number of stops along the way.
Yeah, he was excited to get back on the football field today and contribute to the Edmonton Eskimos offensive scheme.
It's kicked away. That'll be taken down just inside the 20 by Purifoy. And now he finds some room on the far side, and that's a nice return from Muchez Purifoy. Takes it out just inside the 45 as time ticks down here in quarter number 3.
And, you know, Saskatchewan's got to respond here. Young quarterback, Isaac Harker, he can't do it himself. You don't want to force the issue. You got to take what they give you, but Edmonton's making a really good game of it without their full complement of players on the football field. It's pretty impressive.
Logan Kilgore, 2 touchdown passes. He has just 91 yards through the air so far today. 2 of his 11 completions have found the end zone. Here's Harker now. Harker over the middle, and that is a straight-up drop.
McInnes.
Can't ask for a better throw there from Harker, at least I believe. And
yeah,
McInnes should have had that one.
That was a tremendous throw. McInnes, their first-round draft choice, 6th overall in 2019 draft out of Arkansas State. Big, tall, 6'5" receiver, big target. Ran a nice post pattern there, wide open in between the zone and the holes, and the ball was put right on him. And I just tightened up a little bit as it got there. Couldn't squeeze it.
Final play of the third quarter for Harker. And the Riders offense working from just outside their own 40. Some pressure this time on Harker. And he is gang tackled by the Eskimos. As Bazzi and the rest of the crew get to the quarterback, making its first start here for the Riders. Bazzi and Vickers both in on that sack.
First sack of the year for Bazzi. 41st of his career.
The Riders trailing by 1. Eskimos putting up 13 in the third quarter, and now we've got a delay here at Mosaic. Crowd erupted.
Yeah, I believe that they're going to go to quarter and figure it out.
They're going to signal the end of the quarter. And we'll get this sorted out, I guess, when we come back. Big quarter here for Isaac Harker and the Riders, down by 1.
Closed captioning is brought to you by Hobbs & Shaw. Own it on 4K and Blu-ray November 5th.
moments.
Bazzi, nice move on Coleman off the edge, and he gets a face mask right there. And showed it on the screen here. Fans wanted it. See if they get it.
After review, roughing the passer. Edmonton, number 54, face mask, 15-yard penalty. Becomes first down. We're playing one more in the third quarter.
Surprise, we'll get an extra play here in the third quarter.
Yeah. Bonus coverage. So good. Here it is, Bazzi. He beat Coleman badly. There's the face mask. Crowd saw it on the big screen here. They called for it. Craig Dickinson, head coach, challenges it, and he gets the call.
Dickinson watching on, and his offense gets to stay on the field.
That's huge.
Big play in this football game as Parker now works on the Eskimos side of the field. 1st and 10. Take the pass, scrambles away, and gets taken down for a loss. Might have been Bazzi again, who was all over him, and that's going to bring us to the end of the third quarter for a second time in this football game.
That's awesome.
Which is great. How often do you get to say you have the opportunity to do that?
Yeah, I really feel like the Eskimo defense is smelling blood in the water, you know, and they're just circling right now, putting a lot of pressure on the young quarterback as he tries to figure it out in his first start in the Canadian Football League. And you know, we saw Logan Kilgore kind of find his rhythm there in the beginning of that third quarter, and I really feel like I anticipated that. And this defense, I think that Edmonton's going to go deep into the playoffs and have a chance in Montreal. It's going to have to start defensively for them. Obviously, getting the #1 quarterback on the football field, Trevor Harris, get C.J. Gable and the complement of receivers back out there. But I really believe that that defense is going to dictate the tempo and next week, and for both teams, basically. They can stop a hot Montreal team, but right now they're trying to figure out this young quarterback and Harker and see if they can't get a W here.
Big
Go
moment.
9-9 on the season.
Big opportunity here for Harker, and he's scrambling around now, but he finds a man, and that'll be complete. Down just outside the 40, it was William Powell who had escaped out of the backfield.
I'm watching him walk off the field here, and he is not happy with himself.
7-yard pickup for Powell. It's not going to be enough, though, and that'll bring up third down. And yeah, Harker looks pretty fired up. That's Cody Fajardo who will slide in next to him.
Yeah. Trying to give him some tough love here. Let him breathe, let him calm down a little bit. Get him the tablet down there and figure things out. I ran hot when I played, and you didn't want to be anywhere near me when I came off the sideline. I didn't want to hear it. I wanted to go out there and kind of get away and collect myself. When you're making your first start, man, I tell you, things are flying around for that young guy out there. And he's going up against a real nasty defense, the Edmonton Eskimos. And that is, like I said, smelling blood in the water right now.
54-yard field goal attempt for Brett Lothar. He's 1 of 3 today. His long on the season is 57. Does this one have the leg? It's wide right. Villamontes will bring it out. Diego Villamontes takes it up to the 20. And Lothar falls to 1 and 4 on the day.
Freshman Year, the debut full-length album from the Reclaws featuring the brand new single, Old Country Soul. Listen now on Apple Music.
Another look at the kick, and that's Diego Villamontes, the first overall pick in the LFA draft, bringing it back out. Said they were going to try to get him involved a little bit today.
Yeah, it's great to see him. I see him on the offensive side of the ball, too, get a few opportunities.
Kilgore in this half, 6 and 9, 2 touchdown passes. They'll hand it off.
Who is it?
Oh, it's Leonard again.
Who is it?
AC Leonard all over Shaq Cooper that time.
Man, he just comes right off the edge, and he's got Cooper in his sights from the beginning, just screaming. He was kind of like, he had his base and he was getting his balance and side to side, and then he just running back, darted one way, and he was on him like a leopard.
5 tackles, 2 sacks for AC Leonard today, giving him 9 on the season. Backing up the Eskimos here, 2nd and 14. Kilgore drops it off to Cooper again, but he's got nowhere to go. Riders defense sniffed that out in a hurry.
Yeah. I mean, they took the challenge. Edmonton's defense cranking it up against Logan, against the young quarterback in Harker. And now Saskatchewan's D doing the same. Absolutely love it. Solid defenses, man, feeling it here going into the playoffs.
Just over 12 minutes remaining. O'Neill stands right at the edge of his own end zone here with a 1-point lead. He's got to kick this away. And that will come down to Kyron Moore. Moore takes it on his own 52. Kyron Moore takes it back onto the Eskimos side of the field as he is eventually tripped up. Excellent field position coming up for the Riders offense, courtesy of their defense, getting the job done all day long.
With $1 million touchdown to
Playoffs are going to be great this year.
Yeah.
They're going to be excellent with some of the great teams we've got in the Canadian Football League this season. Possibly, if you're going to get to the Grey Cup through the West, you'll have to come through Regina. We'll see what happens here with less than 12 to go. They trailed by 1, but they have great field position. Harker finds a nice spot in that defense and drops it in at the 30. Great play there, and he finds Kyron Moore again.
That's not an easy throw. And young quarterback's looking for some mojo as Brian Bennett draws in here on this 1st and 10 play. He finds Kyron Moore in a window out there and moves the chains and quickly comes off the field, and Brian Bennett's on the field right now.
No Shaq Evans in this offense here in the second half. Claire Hanna told us that he did not come out here in the second half.
He tapped out with 1 catch and 14 yards on the day, and he was done. A bit more on that in here.
This time it'll be kept by Bennett. He'll take it all the way up for a 1st down inside the 20.
You better go low.
They mix it up a little bit and bring Brian Bennett in.
Yeah, Tyquan Glass went low, I believe, on that one. And that's a good idea.
They're going to leave him in here, I believe, as well.
They got this package set for him, and 6'3", about 220 pounds. Brian Bennett from Southeastern Louisiana getting her done.
Short yardage, he'll push ahead and has the 1st down this time, and that'll be a chain mover there for the Riders offense.
Yeah, Brian's got 8 passes in his career in the Canadian Football League, and this year he's rushed the ball 11 times coming to this ball game. 2 or 3 times tonight we've seen him run the ball already, and he stays on the football field as he continues to try to breathe some life back into this offense. He's only had 2 first downs up until they put a couple together here, so 4 in this half.
This time he'll stand in the shotgun. Big Pen into his left. 3 receivers go outside, and now they're going to run a little bit of an option, and he'll pitch it out to Big Pen. Big Pen eventually tripped down there by Josh Johnson.
I'm going to put that on Big Pen because your pitch man's got to keep 3 and 5, and he's too close to Brian here. So when he pitches it, he's too close, and he doesn't have the leverage to get the edge. And with his speed, if he's a little further out in front of him, he might get that. Have a bigger play.
Harker back into the game. Riders 9 for 19 today on 2nd down. Needs 7 this time. Keep this offense on the field. Harker, a little bit of time. Now some pressure, and they close in quickly on him. Never really had a chance. Alex Bazzi having to have his 2nd sack of the game.
Yeah, and Bazzi kind of reaped the rewards of pressure upfield. And I believe he's right here. He's going to come late because pressure with Diggs off the edge, and he comes up the middle because Harker's looking for a place to breathe. And that's taken away quickly.
So Brett Lothar back on the field. 1 for 4 so far today. All misses were from much deeper than this. This one 32 from the right hash. Lothar fires that one up, and it's wide left. No. 1
That is quickly
of 5.
That is quickly becoming a story here as they try to secure home field advantage.
He'd only missed 5 times all year. 4 more times today. Yeah, Bazzi all over the place.
With Safeway's My CFL.
Isaac Harker thrust into the start. Not bad at 20 for 25 and 165. What's killing them right now, the missed field goals, another one from just 32 yards out. We get a tie game. Back to Dustin and Matt.
Love to know what he's thinking right now.
He's trying to figure it out.
Yes.
It has gone off the rails.
Some changes for the Eskimos here as Troy Williams is now in at quarterback. And he's got a completion to Natey Ajay for a first down. And Ajay actually ends up getting about 15 on that one. So Troy Williams, first-year guy out of Utah, getting an opportunity here in the 4th quarter with the game tied at 13 after that 4th Lothar miss.
Yeah, and talk to Brock Sutherland before the ball game. He's talking about him, and he was talking about how excited they are about this young man, having him on the roster and what he can do, and his character alone.
Here's Williams now, first down. He's got Cooper there. He'll give it to Cooper, and the defense busting through once again. Shaq Cooper nowhere to go as Johnson broke through the line.
Yeah, you know, we're talking about these young quarterbacks that are getting an opportunity to play today on both sides, both teams. These defenses, they've stepped it up and shut her down.
Interesting call here. Kilgore thrown 2 touchdown passes in this half.
Yeah, maybe just mix it up, get him some PT.
Yeah, different look.
Yeah. Just like we saw with Brian Bennett the series before with Saskatchewan.
Eskimos 6 for 16. Second down attempts. This one's going to be 10 yards. 4-man pressure from the Riders, and that's enough. Williams is going to be sacked for a loss of 5.
Is that Charleston? No, that's Micah.
Both of them. Both of them in there. That's Charleston on the bottom, Micah on the top.
I don't care who's at quarterback. That's not good. Charleston at the bottom of your screen. Micah just ripping around. Oh, boy, that's just understanding the situation and knowing it's a 13-13 ball game with a little over 6 minutes to go here, and defense is stepping up to the plate, getting to the quarterback, making their lives miserable.
Hugh O'Neill set to kick it away just inside his own 35. Marcus Thigpen, Tyron Moore waiting for it. This will be kicked in Thigpen's direction. Excellent kick from O'Neill. Drops just inside the 15. Thigpen makes a couple of guys miss. Now at the sideline. Decent return. He'll take it outside the 30 as the Riders defense is giving their team an opportunity to possibly clinch top spot in the West with plays like this.
Line on my shoulder, make shapes in the cloud. Straight to me.
How did we take the best TV?
Community school just north of Saskatoon when he left, and he was on a dirt road and he took a corner and he lost control, and when he lost control his truck barrel rolled 3 times and he was ejected from that vehicle. Stars was dispatched, but he ended up taking an ambulance, to the hospital in Saskatoon, and he said that on the way there he really wasn't thinking about football. He was just worried about his kids and his wife. But while he was recovering in the hospital, he thought to himself, am I going to play football again? And then when he started training camp, he even asked himself if he should retire. But he saw it as an opportunity to overcome that uncertainty, and now he's 1 game away from potentially finishing first in the West Division. Guys.
Thank you very much. Outstanding lineman nominee as well. Here's Powell pushing ahead. He's going to be awfully close. Do you think he's got it, Manny?
I think he's got it.
That's a huge play for this Riders offense.
And that's a huge man to get back in the lineup, and Dan Clark in the middle of that offensive line as he goes to work here. Nice little chip late there. And boy, you talk about clarity. You're in those situations like that, you realize what's meaningful in life and what's not. I just love him. Just the way he carries himself, the way he dresses.
He's a great guy.
Yeah, he's just epitome of an offensive lineman.
There is Harker, high snap. He has to go get it. Now he runs out of trouble, runs into some more.
That's a late hit.
Oh, boy.
I think he comes across his face with the.
So you think it was
an elbow? That's hurt this team all season. These type of plays, and it's hurt him here today. Several times. Hurt him last week in that loss, 27-24 at the Brickfield in Commonwealth. Usher flushes him. There's a number, and he tackles him head high. And that's an easy call.
Kind of the helmet right into the chest area there.
Major foul, roughing the passer. Edmonton, number 0. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
They're not happy with it over on the Edmonton sidelines. And I can see why.
Yeah, I don't think Jason Moss is going to be too happy with that.
20 years ago, that was not even a call. 10 years ago, it wasn't even a call. Over the last 5 years, maybe even the last 3, that's become a difference maker in the game, trying to make it safer for the quarterbacks and take the head out.
And all of a sudden, the Riders right at midfield, a handoff to Powell. He'll pick up about 2 or 3 yards on a pretty good effort. That'll bring up second down here for Harker in the offense.
Yeah, it didn't look like much, but he made 2 or 3 people miss to pick up those 3 yards. Hard earned. These defenses were bowing their neck, that's for sure. William Powell knows it. It's worked for every one of his yards today. Has not come easy.
And he hasn't had many of them. They've done a pretty good job defensively on Powell. Less than 35 yards today for Powell.
It's not good for his fantasy players.
This is a guy who has them. 3.5 minutes to go here. Harker with pressure coming from the Eskimos. One-on-one. It up, one-on-one coverage. Caught. Hauled in on the far side of the field. McKinnis. First round pick, Justin McKinnis. With one of the biggest catches of the season for the Riders.
Yep, pressure's coming right down the middle. He feels it. He knows he's got one-on-one. Puts it up for McKinnis. McKinnis makes up for a pass he should have had earlier in the third. And that's a big play for Saskatchewan. 29-yarder, putting him in scoring position. It's a good play by the young quarterback, reading that blitz. Cody sees it. He's liking what he sees.
Tough not to there.
That's big.
Rookie to rookie to move them down inside the 25. Harker this time takes the handoff and drops it off for Kyron Moore. Moore spinning ahead. What a push for Moore. Takes it down inside the 10.
It looked like he weighed like 240 pounds pushing people off his way.
First down, it looked like it wasn't going to happen. And he picks it up.
Kyron Moore's probably got, what, 160 pounds tops?
Riders offense moving within striking distance. First to McKinnis, then to Moore.
It's your last chance to play
to start at quarterback for the Ticats as they rest Dane Evans. Brandon Banks also sitting out this one, too, against the Toronto Argonauts as the Cats go for their 15th win. Back to Dustin and Matt.
2:35 remaining here at Mosaic Stadium in Regina.
Opportunity given by lack of discipline by Edmonton one more time. Saskatchewan's trying to take advantage.
Story of the season for the Eskimos. Here's Harker. Has Powell behind him. They'll give it to Powell.
Nasty.
Nowhere to go on that one. Walton.
Man. Penetration was just outstanding there. That was just gorgeous. I'm talking about just living on the other side of the line of scrimmage defensively. That's what you look for, not tackles, just how many stops do you have? Tackles for no gain, tackles for losses, knockdowns, sacks, those things are game changers. That was a big time play right there, forcing second and long.
Yeah, 2nd and 11 after a loss of 1. Here's Harker. High snap, goes back to Powell. Takes one man miss, pushing ahead. William Powell takes it down inside the 5. He'll be short of a first down.
Okay, here comes Brett. One more time. This is a tough angle. It's the only thing he's really got to contend with. Get protection up front, the battery.
Brett Lother back onto the field. Struggling today, 1 of 5.
Here we go.
This one classified by most as a chip shot from 11. Right hash to give his team a 3-point cushion with less than 2 minutes to play.
High snap.
Lother puts this home as a flag flies as that ball flies through the uprights.
If it's offside on Edmonton, I'm gonna lose it. First down. Oh, they're gonna take that for sure.
Boy.
Get a couple more cracks at it.
Kill the clock a bit more?
Yeah, for sure. I'm going to take a look at this and see. I think they're going to call pyramiding on this. That's Walton. 38.
Walton right there on the left.
Guy, he just made a nice play before. He didn't use his legs. He just kind of used his hand and kind of like jumped over him as you would over a bush or a fence. And
the ruling on the field had been pyramiding. The video official has overruled that.
Yeah.
There is no penalty. We have a good field goal.
I think that's the right call.
Well, they got it right. You're right. Yes, that's right.
I mean, I'm glad that command center take a peek at this and you can watch him. He just uses his hands and just kind of leaps over him using his athletic ability. 38. That's just talent. He timed it perfectly. Didn't make a difference on the kick. Kick is good. Sass takes a 3-point lead with 1:30 on the clock. If I'm Logan Kilgore, I'm loving this. I mean, this is what you play for. These moments here on the road, Mosaic Stadium, you got an opportunity for a game-winning drive. I'm like, yeah, put me in, coach. I know the play.
You know who's cheering for Kilgore right now? Calgary Stampeders.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, they are.
Let's look at the East semifinal crossover. Each team with a win. Eskimos beating the Alouettes early in the season. Eskimos crossing over for the 4th time, 2-1. Yeah, we've been to Montreal the last few weeks. Might not be an easy place to play.
Right.
Nice kick back. That'll be taken by Diego Villamontes. Villamontes at the 20. There's a couple of flags there as he gets it up to the 27, but this is going to back the Eskimos up, I believe, with 1:22 remaining.
Yeah, so the Eskimos going into this ball game, they've beaten BC 3 times this year, Ottawa twice this year, Toronto twice this year.
During the return, Illegal block. Edmonton, number 27. Half distance to goal. First down.
And now we've got some pushing and shoving on the field just inside the 20. There's a look at the penalty on Tanner Green. And the officials are trying to separate these two teams right now. Two most penalized teams in the Canadian Football League.
Kevin Elliott getting in there with somebody. All right. And continuing my Edmonton Eskimo rant, you know, they beat BC 3 times, Ottawa twice, Toronto twice, and Montreal once. And
they beat Montreal in week 1 when they didn't have a 500 record, so they haven't beaten a team with a 500 record.
And Vernon Adams came in as a backup that ball game and brought him back and tied it up late, and they lost that late in that ball game. But
Troy Williams remains in the game here for the Eskimos.
Wow, what a big moment for this kid. Talk about learning on the fly.
Going to have an opportunity here to lead his team on a game-tying or game-winning drive. A hostile environment here in Regina.
Yeah, and this crowd's letting them know about how important this is.
After the play was over, major foul, Saskatchewan. Number 48, 15 yards, first down.
Not a good time to take a penalty if you're Gary Johnson. It's kind of seemed like both sides were basically doing the exact same thing.
That's a game changer right there. That's 15 yards. You're out from underneath your goalpost now. Got a little room to breathe. Young quarterback, you can make a mistake down here.
Welcome to the CFL here, Troy Williams. Let's see what he's got. That picked off! Picked off by Cameron Judge.
That's it.
Judge is going to take it to the house. And the Riders are going to go on top in a big way as they close in towards first place in the West. Fajardo knows it. Pass tipped at the line. Team nominee for most outstanding Canadian, Cameron Judge. Big interception, a pick 6 to seal this away.
Second career interception, first ever pick 6 as a pro. Charleston Hughes, 3'9", gets in the mix, makes that happen by a deflected ball at the line of scrimmage. And a huge play Saskatchewan won't soon forget.
Extra point, Lothar nails it. The lead is 10 with .13 remaining. Thanks to that man right there. Cameron Judge, crowd loving it.
Here it is. Watch Charleston Hughes, 39. O'Donnell's right there. He pushes him in the path, and he gets his hand up. Judge undercuts it. Escorted in the end zone by Nick Marshall. That's a huge play for Saskatchewan. Likely sealing the deal for home field advantage here in the West.
Kind of fitting that it was their defense after today, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm talking about huge West Final right here in Saskatchewan. It's going to be tough. I don't care who it is coming over here trying to get a W here.
They have been absolutely brilliant at home so far this season.
Yes, sir. All those Calgary Stampeder fans that were cheering for the Edmonton Eskimos, that probably didn't feel right. And I know that doesn't feel any better. Watch that play unfold.
Riders coming into this one 7-1 at home. Likely to go to 8-1. And then we'll need to win 1 at home to get to the big one. Just over a minute and 10 seconds remaining. This will be brought back up the field to the 30. And that is where the Eskimos will trot back out onto the field with Troy Williams still in at quarterback.
Yeah, I feel for that kid, you know, batted ball, it happens, right? It can happen in the most inopportune times. That was one, but it can get worse, son. Try doing that in the Grey Cup. Costing the team a victory. Yeah, that one kind of hurts and stings. I know that one does too, but need many more of those. You just keep plugging away, and he's got a chance here.
65 seconds on the clock. I could have thrown that flag. That was way offside. Last time Riders finished atop the West back in 2009.
Michael Bishop, little walk-in touchdown there to Getzlaff. Look at Andy Fantus making it happen right there. Little Rob Bag action.
They're pretty popular guys in the community, eh?
Oh, that was the Canadian Air Force right there. They were crushing some folks right there with the gunslinger. Number 4 can swing it all over the yard. That was a good time for him. What about this guy and the job he's done with his football team this year?
Well, they're 11-2 in their last 13. This will push them to 12-2 in their last 14 after a 1-3 start.
I'll get back to the character that he brings to this football team on a consistent basis. The halftime interview, taking the accountability for the mishaps there at the end of the first half and not taking the time out and letting time expire with his young quarterback on a football field. Got in front of that, and that's just the way that Craig Dickinson handles his business.
Edmonton, number 18, 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
Think they wanted it? I think so, just a little bit. Williams escapes out of the pocket, really nowhere to go as they close in quickly on him.
Lucius Purefoy laid a lick on Williams there, and he's down on the football field right now. Looking at the West semifinal next Sunday. Whew.
That'll be a good one.
Calgary can dictate what's happening there later on tonight.
All 3 of those games, tight ones, all decided by 5 points or less. And obviously Winnipeg with some options at quarterback heading into the postseason as well. What a year for that guy right there. Starts 1-3 in the first 4 here in Regina. That wasn't going over very well. Since then, him, Cody Fajardo, great defense.
Coaching staff here has done a phenomenal job of stepping up too and getting these guys believing in what Craig Dickinson was selling, and everybody's bought in. And
2nd and 12 for Williams. He's going to take a shot, and that's going to miss everybody. Falls incomplete. Was looking for Tavares Daniels. Marshall in coverage. That'll bring up 3rd down with 45 seconds on the clock. One thing that pays off now for the Riders, they get this win. Wasn't comfortable, but they got the job done, and this guy didn't have to worry about injuring himself any further, and now another week of rest.
Quite frankly, I just don't know if he can play with that. And another week's rest may not be enough altogether. That's something we'll have to see him play out, but that is something you have to watch closely over the next 7-8 days.
His replacement today, Isaac Harker, making his first start for the Riders. 23 of 28, completing 82% of his passes as Williams running for his life here. And he's just going to slide down out of harm's way. Harker threw for just over 200 yards. 213.
That's a turnover.
Turnover on downs.
So Edmonton goes to 8-10 to go to Montreal. See if they can't make something happen out there. Find some magic. But boy, Saskatchewan, what a big win. People talk about rest or reps right now. I'm going to rest 24/7.
You love that, right?
Oh yeah, I love it. I don't care if it's 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I'm not gonna forget how to play football. Fast, with rhythm and timing and tempo. I'm not. I just want to heal at this point. And that's going to be huge for Saskatchewan moving forward.
They'll move into victory formation as this entire crowd remains on their feet, which is where they have been since the pick 6 to seal it away. 13 wins for the Riders this year. That's their highest win total since 1970. Maddie, 1970.
That's a ways back.
That's 49 years. There's a little shower there for Craig Dickinson.
Yeah, that's a big win for this quarterback here now. He's doing it himself. Got a lot of help and needed it. But that's a big one. He'll never forget that. Isaac Harker getting a W, first of his career.
The road to the Grey Cup in the West will go through Regina.
Wow. Big time win. Big time win.
For the first time in a decade, the Riders finished first in the division. 23-13, the final here. Time now for your Nissan Titan Player of the Game. It's brought to you by the Nissan Titan, ranked #1 in quality by J.D. Power.
This game was dominated by defense, and one man in particular, A.C. Leonard, stood out. 6 tackles, 2 quarterback sacks, a strip sack, and boy, he was fun to watch. He was on a mission, knew he had to pick it up along with his teammates to pick up the fact that Cody Fajardo, their starting quarterback, their leader, was not playing this ball game, and they helped out Isaac Harker, and that is our Nissan Titan Player of the Game, A.C. Leonard, getting it done.
Great way to start Super Saturday here on TSN. Still to continue, of course, the Argos and the Ticats coming up next, and then later tonight, the Stampeders going up against the BC Lions. The Riders will be watching on as they wait after clinching first place in the West. A bye and home advantage in the West Final here in 2019. They've done it for the first time in a decade.
All right, and coming up next, the Hamilton Tiger Cats. Luke Tasker just came back to the lineup from a long injury time out last week, so playing again. And a game for the Ticats as they get set for the playoffs up against the Toronto Argonauts. Of course, Hamilton had already clinched first place in the East, and now we know who gets #1 spot in the West Division. The Saskatchewan Roughriders. Rod Smith back with Henry Burris, Davis Sanchez, and Milt Stiegel. And the first time in 10 years, by the way, the last time the Grey Cup was to be played in Calgary, did Saskatchewan finish first in the West. So here's the road to the Grey Cup. We know Edmonton's playing in Montreal, crossing over to take on the Owls next week in the East semifinal. And Winnipeg and Calgary in the semifinal. We just don't know where that will be. It depends on the result later tonight with Calgary at BC. If the Stampeders win that game, it'll be at McMahon Stadium next week against the Bombers. But if BC wins, then Winnipeg will be still hosting a playoff game against the Stampeders. So first up about this one, I mean, this took a number of bizarre turns in a close game and a number of excellent plays, a number of questionable ones as well. But the Saskatchewan Roughriders, you know, they had missed field goals. It was keeping this game closer as well. And ultimately, they do get the victory.
Yeah, they definitely got the victory, but we got to tip our hats off to that defense, and especially A.C. Leonard. I mean, I'm thinking like, man, Defensive Player of the Year, did we vote on that too early? Because, man, A.C. Leonard showed up today. I know Charleston, he's the man, but A.C. Leonard was the man today, everybody. 6 tackles, 2 sacks, and the huge forced fumble that helped lead to this big victory for this team. But he was a possessed man. It seemed like Saskatchewan didn't understand, guys, that they were playing for first place in a bye next week. But if there was one guy on this team who definitely had this on his mind, was number 99. He was playing like a man who wanted to rest up next week and to make sure they could get at least Cody Fajardo hopefully back for that West Final.
And you talk about A.C. Leonard. Think about it. In 2015, he was playing receiver. Yeah. He played receiver, tight end in college. And then when he came to Saskatchewan, of course, Chris Jones moving over to defense, so spectacular